later. There we go. I've put this. I'm now recording, and let's get to it, shall we? How's it going, guys? If you're hanging out in chat, hope you're doing well. I may miss some things because my second monitor is a little cluttered. However, thanks for hanging. I'm gonna play Rook. I'll go through and I'll learn how he plays and all of that. I've not touched him yet, so I'm interested to see what his story is, because I don't have an idea, but I've been told that he has a completely different story from Sal. And I'm also interested in seeing how his gameplay goes. Yeah, this is the fresh woke up voice. It's a little... I've been drinking water to try and combat it. Let's get to it, shall we? So Rook is a spy, and he is a veteran with conflicting loyalties, always on the lookout for one more score. This guy, he's on a lot of the card art. I feel like he is the most prominent on the card art in my mind, but I'm not 100% on that. Let me reorganize my windows real quick. Technically, I'm not. Yeah, no tea with honey. I actually don't drink tea super early in the morning because it doesn't really give me enough caffeine to matter, it feels like. Let's go. Let's see it. So Rook is running the bog job. Rook arrives in a company town on the brink of revolt to work a mysterious contract. Is this a completely different world? Yeah, he's on a lot of the negotiation cards. That's what I noticed as well. Let me see. So let's take a look at his starting deck and see if it's any different. Oh, it's a lot different. Oh my god, he's a coin flip card. He has a coin flip card. 1 energy, 1 to 3. Heads and snails. Yo. Gamble, flip a coin. Sticky. I'll just have to play these and see how they play out. This guy looks a lot different though. Improvise a card from a special pool. I'm guessing all the characters have a card like improvise from a special pool. Oh, I see. So if you do the 1 to 3 and you roll tails, you get 1 extra damage. And if you do the 1 to 3 on this and roll heads, you get max damage. And then he has regular blocks. Nice. That's really cool. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm interested to see what call it does. Because flip your lucky coin. Oh, what if it changes every... we'll see. I have a few ideas of how this may work. And then battle deck, he has apply 3 block. Do 2 to 4. Do 8 for 2. Oh, that's different. Improvise a card, gain 2 charge, or can store charges as empty cells. Charge is used by certain cards for additional effects. And spend 1 charge to deal 2 bonus damage. Okay. Oh, my prestige is locked with this guy. I did not realize. That's okay, though. Wait, is it locked, really? It should give me the option to, yeah, start at level 1. And I'm going to start at level 1, as always. I've played enough deck builders to see how it goes.
You bear the brunt of the world when you wear a soldier's uniform. So you turned yours in and left the Admiralty.
Ah, former Admiralty guy.
But even out of uniform, your name still carries the weight of your medals. Captain Rook, the veteran, the hero, the saboteur, the spy. These days, you freelance, and you're on your way to a job in Grout Bog, where the Spark Barons plumb the ruins looking for forgotten treasures. The bugs are hard to spot, but they bleed you dry if you let them. Seems like you'll fit in just fine.
I haven't asked my classic streaming question yet, but how is the audio? How are we sounding? I checked it, and I've checked it multiple times, and it sounds good, but I'd like to get a confirmation if you would like to give me a confirmation here. And I'll do the same, follow the same protocol that I have been of, I'll read over most of the story, especially for a new character. I'm excited to see what his story is. Also new territory. I sound a bit soft. I will suppress it just a little bit. My microphone, I think, has changed. I will lower the game's audio just a touch. If you're saying just a little, I'll turn it down just a little. Land around Grout Bog, squelches with mud, hungry for legs as well as boots. The only road leads to a gate flanked by armed security. A Spark Baron guard steps out into the path as you approach. I'm going to switch scenes real quick. I'm going to switch to this scene. You didn't notice a difference. However, I'm going to switch to the recording scene for this, because there's no Twitch chat on the screen anyway. The only road leads to a gate flanked by armed security. A Spark Baron guard steps out into the path as you approach. I don't remember if I read that or not. It says Kibi. Stop right there. The bog is closed, especially to grifters like you. Unless you pay the processing fee. -6 resolve because they're bad at their job. Alright. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the combat. Forgive me for being skeptical. I'd like to speak to your manager. Yo, hit him with the classic. Yeah, I'll take the tutorial for negotiation real quick.
Argument is his lucky coin. Rook can gamble and flip.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Each side of the coin. Certain cards have different effects depending on which side of the coin is facing up. Either heads or snails. If a card gambles, the effect is determined by the outcome of flipping the coin. Throughout his story,
and there's
Rook
extra
will have
coins as well.
opportunities to trade his coin for others, with different effects for each outcome. Finding a coin that synergizes with your deck is the key to winning.
That's so cool. Wow. That's so cool. Okay. So the Call It card just flips the coin, and it also stays in your hand. And then we have 1 to 3. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Let's see what his special pool cards are. Talk because you weren't logged in. That checks out. It looks like his special pool cards are the same as Sal's are. I'll take the one bonus action next turn. And so we get bonus damage if I. So let's call it. Came up heads. I'm gonna save the other call it, I guess. I can see this. I don't feel like I need to min-max the side that the coin is on right now. However, in time, like once the deck becomes a little more focused on having either heads or tails, we will do that. You stole my card. I should have read what this does. At the start of Kibi's turn, steal 2 cards from Rook and hold them hostage. These all do max damage, so I can just get my cards back. Gain 2 vulnerability. Gain 1 composure for each hostility. Okay. I will use composure. But did they steal? Oh, I stole 2 cards and they're both inappropriated, and then all business is just a separate argument. I see. I'll take my card back so that I can not take, or I will, yeah, take 1 here instead of 3. And it will, yeah, we'll break the arguments. I'm gonna play this combat out slower, I feel. I feel like it's not a bad idea to try and let this one go to 5 rounds. That's what I've been thinking about that with this game. I feel like you might want to let combats go 5 rounds if you can, just every time. Min-max your upgrades. There's still pleasantries and rationale. Not a huge deal. This argument is destroyed, gain 3 vulnerable. So this opponent makes me vulnerable a lot. Is the ultimate ability the same? It is not. Okay. This guy does gamble 5 times. 3-6. I probably could have gotten him at this point. And this is big damage coming through. 2. I will take some. I think I need to flip my coin a little more. Deal 1 to a random opponent. Exhausting in practice. Yeah, sometimes you just want to end the combat, I feel like. It's risky too to go 5 rounds. I feel like sometimes you do need to just end combats. Especially when enemies start piling up 3 or 4 attacks on you like my man is here. I'll get back 1 to 3. I can do 6 to the core here. I think I need to flip, but if I'm gonna flip and I'm going to play Pleasantries, I want to play Pleasantries first. So let's play Trickery. Incept of Flustered, reduce damage by 33%. Ah, flip side, reverse your lucky coin. And prepare. Choose a card and move it into the prepared leftmost position. I'll have to pick this card. I need to take Gruff here, or else I take a ton of damage, but at some point I need to pick Shifty and see what it does. Yeah, we'll lower the attack by 4 with that, which is big. I don't mind the vulnerability I'm taking here too much. I'm not going to keep the Straw Man alive. And I think this fight's actually kind of tough. I did not expect this to be so difficult, but the steal 2 cards per turn is stacking up on me. I think I'm going to try to force this combat to end. And we'll see how that ends up. And we take 0. Oh, they can steal cards right out of your hand. Interesting. So, hypothetically, I have the kill here. I do take 5. Oh, because vulnerability... Is vulnerability 1 per, or is this hitting me for 4 up to 5? Or is this hitting me for 2 up to 5? That's the question that I still don't remember exactly how that works with vulnerability. I think this is 4 increased to 5, and it's not 2 increased to 5, because that would be pretty crazy. Let's try and get... I think I might just take 5 to push damage and try to finish this combat off. Let's do a Call It. Nice, we go Tails. I won't get the kill. So we'll do a half measure. The problem is if I do a half measure, I might just lose all of my damage cards. 4 to 5, okay, that's what I thought. We'll play a half measure. I should have the kill next turn. If I don't, I can always break one of the appropriations to get my cards back. It's a delicate balance here. 2-4, 2-4, 1-3. If I roll all low, I'll die. But I feel like we don't play around that. Yeah, we roll 1-4 and we're chilling. To 3 and 1 to 3. It's weird because, like, I'm not gonna risk it. No, yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna play Rationale first because if I roll 2 on the Grumble, I take a bunch for this happening. I rolled 4, but if I roll bad there, I take a bunch of damage. It's not worth the risk for 1 upgrade pip. It's like maybe technically it's numerically correct. New card. Negotiation. Jargon. Prepare to apply 1 composure to a random friendly argument every time you play a card. Unplayable. Ah, so this is what the prepared mechanic does. Guaranteed because I have Gamble? Maybe. When this card is drawn, Gamble unplayable. Discard a card, sticky. I don't have, like, this is one of those, picking Jargon is a bet on this card sort of thing. Although, I guess it's only prepared if it is, it is prepared if it's the leftmost card in your hand, which means that sometimes I draw this and it's still fine. But I don't have a source of preparation yet. Yeah, this card doesn't seem bad. Initially, I thought to myself that this card was not going to be good, but then I realized upon looking at all of these, it looks like a lot of Rook's cards are very cheap, and you have a lot of sticky as well. Let's go with Raw. I think I want to go with Raw, and I want to try building around having a good coin and flipping it like 15 times in a turn. Well, do you want to get your superiors involved? They'd just double the fee, but have it your way. Better have some work papers, else the only thing I'm authorized to give you is a kick in the seat. Here are the papers. Here by invitation. See for yourself if you like. Looks legit. Who are you meant to report to? Oh, I get to choose. I'm here to report to Felimo the Spark Baron, or I'm here to dig, and I will report to Calandra. We can either get a battle card or a diplomacy card. Okay, okay. Take names, gain 1 damage for each name taken. Playing this card against a new unique character adds their name to the list. Wait, that's cool. What? You just get this card is perma-scaling for each unique enemy you fight? I wonder if you get a name for hitting a dog with this too. You can't negotiate with the dogs, never mind. And shovel. 0 energy, deal 2 bonus damage per empty cell, gain 2 defense per charge. That card seems really good. I don't know how many cells he has, but I'm gonna guess it's 3. I'm down to take a little more of a focus on fighting here. Foreman in the workers' camp, someone named Prindo Calandra. Won't work you to death. I think she's too soft on the workers, if you ask me. I just noticed that this character has, like, tentacle hair. I haven't seen any of these characters with this sort of hair before. I don't think I did. Rude of you. 4 by default? Okay. Still gotta search you got anything to declare. This is our start bonus. Add a battle graft, add a negotiation graft, or draft 2 battle cards. Let's take 2 battle cards. If you have any overcharge, attack twice. Imagine overcharge is gaining charge while fully charged, generates overcharge instead, reduce overcharge by half at the end of turn. Okay. Apply 1 burn per concentration. Apply 2 scorched and 2 burn to an enemy. Damage equal to the stack of burn, and deal half as much to all allies, remove half. So this is his version of bleed. And scorch. Oh, but scorch lets you stop burn from decaying as fast. Cool, cool. Let's do surge coil. Dig did damage based on cells. Maybe we can build around having high overcharge. Spend 1 charge, deal 3 bonus, 5 defense and 2 overcharge, or 2 scorch, 2 burn. I will do 5 defense, 2 overcharge here for sure. I'm excited to see defense cards. Oh, that's more about Calandra, sure. I want to be like dripping the story in. I don't want to do it all at once, but we'll do a question here and there. Who's Calandra? You say Calandra is easy to work for. Should I be pleased? Depends on how honest you are. What does that foreboding little statement mean? Look, I don't know nothing about nothing, but heard rumors Calandra might actually be one of them. The Rise. This is a new term, I think. Loose group of union organizers and freedom fighters campaigning for workers' rights across Havaria. Yo, union organizers? That's where I draw the line. Saying so to the wrong person could get her killed, though, and I don't know for sure. What does that have to do with me? Depends, it might mean nothing. Maybe she's just soft and you get a nice cushy bog job. Maybe you fall in with the wrong crowd and it's your neck on the block when Felimo finally puts a stop to it. It was Felimo. Felimo was the other option. So the two choices here are kind of at odds, it looks like. What if that face sounds unappetizing? Could always talk to the Spark Barons. Free to go. It's been a pleasure. Go through the gate, but you feel like Kibi will miss you when you're gone. I'm gonna miss Kibi. Except I'm not gonna miss Kibi. That combat was tough. 1 sec, I'm gonna take my hoodie off. Now that I've woken up, I am feeling a little warmer. Cool. Okay. What do we have here? We have Calandra and Felimo. So we can lie about who we're going to work for to the gate guard, and then we can just go in here and work for the other person. I will stick with what we said. We'll go work for Calandra. Join a labor union. I'm in. No event either. Yeah, new map. Very, very nice. So we're just in a different part of the world story-wise, it looks like, compared to Sal, which is pretty neat. You enter the labor office, shovel at the ready. Here to dig, Grifter. I recognize this character. This character was in, I've seen this guy before. This is in one of Sal's stories, I think. One of the runs that I've had. Here's my shovel in it. And just a shovel. I'm here to dig. Why else would anyone end up in the bog? That's what I'm saying. I hear ya. Good point. Talk to Calandra and she'll set you up with a contract. It's really, as noticed, we don't have any starting boons or banes. Huh. Sal Sal introduces that mechanic, and then this guy doesn't start with any because he doesn't have a negative history. That's pretty cool. He also has one more graph slot, one more battle slot, and he starts with a... Oh, this is our coin and then pistols as well. Wow, he's a lot different than Sal. That's crazy. It actually feels like a almost completely different game. Calandra holds herself like a leader in sheep's clothing. She looks up as you approach. Believe you're the foreman, yeah? As for the work visa, quickly flashing your signet coin between your fingers. Her eyes light up shrewdly and maybe with a spark of mischief. I am, but I should warn you, this work isn't for the meek. The bog will be the death of you if you let it reach your neck. I think technically it has to reach like a little bit above the neck for it to be the death of you. I guess technically, you know, no, you're right. It could be the death of you if it's up to the neck. That's the code phrase you were expecting, so you respond in kind. I'll watch my step and keep my neck dry. You're a rook then. References are glowing. That's unusual for this side of the bog. I can't give you the details now, but we're on a timeline, and I need to put you to work right away. So let's get started, shall we? Let's get started. As you say, you've hired me to do a job. I'm nothing if not professional. Happy to be in business. I promise you'll find me a fair employer. A couple things that need doing. So we get two options. Grist for the mill. Remove a card, 45 shills. It's a negotiation. The Rise is holding a recruitment rally in the workers' quarter. Convince the crowd to attend and provide security at the meeting. Bulk discount. The Barons are overcharging workers at the company store. Put an end to it. Upgrade a card and 50 shills. And it's from one of your decks. I can do it from either. It feels like because of Rook has higher resolve HP, lower health, perhaps I'm supposed to play a little more negotiation focused with him. These are also both negotiation quests. Let's do an upgrade. There's a lot of industry here in the bog, but we don't actually make anything useful. Take boots, for example. Every boot on every foot here was made far away and brought in by the Barons and sold at a Baron's store. The workers need boots, so they need to pay whatever price the Barons are asking at the company store. Company store sells essential items at outrageous prices. Price gouging. Those prices have been going up lately. Let's go talk to the shopkeep and see if we can push them back down again. Okay. Don't cause too much of a ruckus, so the Barons will find another way to make us pay. I wonder if we can go in there and fight anyway, and then just have the quest go a little worse. Let's give it a shot. It's like I'm gonna turn my fan on. Oh. The starting quests are randomized and not negotiation because it's Rook? Ah, that would make sense too. Go through and talk to everyone real quick. I will not pay this man to help me in the fight. I feel like day one combats I should not need to spend money on. But we'll go through and establish that we've met all of these players. Vu. And Kevin. Kevin. Alright. Hello, woman. A woman's head for business is famous throughout Murder Bay, but so is her lack of nerve. Keep your distance. Never know who you can trust around here. How much is it for new boots? How much do you think it's going to be for these new boots? I'm going to guess 200 gold. 20 shills? Okay, it's not that bad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not so bad. Per boot? Okay. Oh, you lost me. Arrange a bulk discount for the workers, demand lower prices for the workers, or beat up Element. So Element will dislike us if we go demand lower prices. I see, because this is an intimidation attempt. I think I'll go for the arrange a bulk discount. I don't see a downside to going arrange a bulk discount. Yeah, this is a good point. get those new boots, but you only need one of them because the other one costs you an arm and a leg. If you lower your prices, you'll make up the difference in volume. That's just economics as far as I'm aware. That just makes sense. This is one of the merchant fights. Add a kickback card to your draw pile at the end of Element's turn. And kickback 0 energy, 2 to 5, pay 5 shills. This combat shouldn't be too bad. I expect, especially with a turn 1 like that, block and do 6. I'm gonna look for some good combo pieces though to actually get value out of gambling, I imagine. It always comes back to economics. It's just supply and also demand. Let's do a trickery. I'm gonna double gamble here, I think. Choose rig 1 heads or rig 1 tails. Ah! Pair a card, draw a card, discard a card. I'll do a rig 1. That seems really good. So what we can do here now is we can go pleasantries for 3. We can do a flip, and then we can rig the flip to be tails, or snails in this case. It just gives us 1 more damage. I'd end up taking 4, but it's just because I didn't draw blocks. I guess I could have rigged heads to get 1 block here, and cancel a little bit of that damage, but with the way we go about this, we should have the kill. Taking 4. What's my draw like? I reshuffled the deck. Okay. I should have the kill next turn, or the turn after at the latest. What is this argument? When destroyed, Rook gains, draw 1 extra card at the start of your turn. I feel pretty good about getting the kill next turn, especially with a 3-roll there. I feel relatively confident. I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but you aren't right. Phoenix right. Let's take a look in trickery here. We should find it. Draw 2. I think draw 2 is a good chance of giving me a kill here. It's on the call it flip here, I feel. Right, so I think I have a 25% chance of getting the kill if I'm thinking about this correctly, because I can call it. If it lands tails, it'll do 1 damage randomly. So I can pleasantries down the proposition to 1, and then flip, and then 1 in 4 times or half the time I get tails, and then half the time it kills proposition. I think it's better to block 3. What do I have coming up? I have pleasantries coming up. You're at 4. I also have another call it. I'm happy to flip. I want to work on upgrading these. Also 50-50 on full blocking here. Forgot heads gives block there. What's it called? It's called composure, right? Yeah, we'll go ahead. I can pay 1. Effectively, 50-50 I pay 0 and get 1 more experience on call it, and then 50-50 I pay 5 for more experience on call it. I'm down to give it a shot. I feel like it's worth it. Because there's also a world where this pleasantries hits 3. Yeah, see? In the worst of cases, I pay 5 to cancel losing 1 experience on call it there, but there's a lot of cases where I don't have to pay. Choose a negotiation card. We got Snail Hunt, rig 2 coin flips, then improvise a hostility card from your draw pile. Dig, 1 energy, deal 3. Snails, this card costs 0. And another raw. I think if I fill my deck up with raw, I'm going to get run over. I'm just going to have a turn where I flip my coin 4 times and then die. What do I have? I have pleasantries. I've been playing mostly through pleasantries. And Snail Hunt. I guess Snail Hunt could give me raw. Oh, that's kind of cool, right? This is a bit of a combo if I'm understanding correctly. We can rig 2 coin flips and then pull the raw from the deck and instantly flip it for free through this. That seems cool. Let's do that. Maybe you're right. I'll give it a shot, but if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to raise prices again. That was not that bad. If I understand correctly, we should get ambushed on the road here. Yeah. You're stopped by a contingent of Spark Barons. And this is, I believe this ambush is related to the quest. There's the Grifter. What's the trouble? Trouble is you sticking your nose in our pocketbooks, of course. Prices at the company store are high because I get a cut. Now they're not as high and I won't get as much of a cut. How that works? Not getting a high cut makes me sad, and that makes me want to do violent things to you. Unless you can make up the difference. The difference is 50 shills? How many boots are you selling per day? Explain the concept of demand elasticity. Sit this guy down and yeah, I'm gonna give this guy a quick economics lecture in the middle of the street. The prices are lower, but that just means that the workers can buy a greater volume of goods. You're still gonna get your money. That's simple economics. Oh, this is an appropriator. Puke. Oh, does it flip at the start of combat as well? I think it does. I'm just noticing that now. So let's rig 2 flips. And we'll pull raw. So my next 2 flips are now tails. Oh, but the raw doesn't technically draw when you improvise it. I see. So that does not work how I thought it would. That is a shame. Okay. A lesson learned. Apply 3 composure? Sure, we can practice 4. Yeah, I've been learning macroeconomics. Let me give you a little lecture on supply and demand, baby. I think I want to push the damage. It's early in the day, so this damage that we're going to take matters a little more. However, hey, my snail hunt. So these are always going to come up tails. 1 composure for each hostility we draw. This through. I think I just play my whole hand here. I get my 2 random damage from these flips. I can also grab my cards back. I think I need to combat it, or else I'm going to get got. Improvise a hostility. It's from the draw pile, so I will get Grumble. I can't do anything. I'm out of actions already. So I will follow the line. I think I need to break his argument. And then we'll just flip again. Taking 2. We're getting chipped out. It's not great. This guy is tough. Perhaps I would have just paid him had I known. Rationale and Grumble. 3, 2, and 2. Ooh, buddy. I drew no defense. Ooh, buddy. Alright. 2 to 4. I never have the kill. I think I need to just force this fight to end. Ah, 1 flustered. It saves me 3 damage. Good enough. HP is a resource, that's what I'm saying, and I'm going to use my resources wisely. Play the pleasantries with the most, so we get closer to upgrading. Just hope for the best. Ouch. That raw, having a rough time. I can run out of cards here, can't I? That's a little scary. Sprawlman breaks this turn. I'll throw Rationale at it so I don't take any damage for it. Does Snail Hunt loop back around to the discard pile? Let's find out. Because I don't need block. It does loop back around. Great news. Rationale Grumble, Pleasantries, and Raw. I think I need to get my Rationale Grumble back or else I'm going to lose this combat. It's also fine, like carryover damage goes to the main argument, so it's not a loss of damage too much. I'm taking a little bit more than I would like to here. Both of these call-its do 1. Let's see what happens. Because there's a world where I kill his side argument. I do not. 5 carryover 2, or carryover 4? I'm taking 1 here no matter what you do. But I think with pleasantries, I should... If I take 4, I guarantee the fight ends. I think I can afford to play this slower again. This fight is really hard though. The card theft is very tough early game, it feels. Okay, he didn't steal a damage card. We should have it. Maybe not. 2, 3. It's just gonna be another round. When destroyed, through loses half their resolve. Oh. We'll see what our trickery pays out with. Draw 2, rig 1, or 1 extra action. Draw and call it is really good here. I think I go for the draw 2. Yeah. I will. If we draw heads, I think we have the kill. That's the worst case. Give me another one. Heads gives me 1 block. Oh, it goes randomly though. Okay. I'm off by 1 for the kill. That's sad. Because that'll do 4 to main. As long as you can't steal all of my damage spells, so, you know, tough fight. 7 vulnerability. Ooh, buddy. Yeah, very tough fight, but we lived. We'll try to do some battles after this to get some resolve HP back. Let's min-max our experience, except we can't because we're fatigued. Alright, get me out of here. Done. We ended that combat right when we needed to, so I feel like I did the correct amount of balancing HP loss with defense there. Here's a negotiation card to add. We get Vulgar, draw 2 cards, gamble for each hostility. When this is drawn, gamble, or Tails is cost 0. I'm down to go with a hostility strat here. Grab Vulgar and just go in. Sure. Maybe we can pick up a little extra energy generation. We get a rationale. Apply 4 composure or apply 3 composure and rig heads. I think with hostility you kind of want to focus Tails more. I feel like hostilities are better off on Tails. So let's just go 4 composure on boosted rationale. It's a crazy plan, but it might work. Basic economics. You'll hear from me if it doesn't. Stream just stop. I'm not seeing anything on my end saying that something has gone wrong. Looks good on my end, but if it does, let me know and I'll take another check. Back to Calandra, shall we? I don't need to talk to any of these. Hello, we've lowered the prices. Element agreed that it was in her economic interest to lower her prices. Historic violence is useful too, but not if we use it every time. I need to hit something though. Calandra likes us now. Let's look at our negotiation upgrade options here. I think even after I click this I can cancel. Upgraded Raw seems good. When drawn, gamble, and draw. What else do we have? Snail Hunt. Rig 3 Tails, Improvise Hostility. Rig 2 Tails, Improvise Plus. Not super interested in this. Down the line, it might be really good. But I'm not using the snails super well right now. Let's call it. Set the coin. or replenish. Both seem decent. I think I want to do raw here. What is vulgar? Draw 3, gamble, or draw 2, gamble +1. Let's upgrade raw and go with gamble and draw a card. Seems good.
Totally.
I have another job for you. I need a fight. Yeah, let me check. I'm seeing it. Yeah, okay. Just making sure that I'm still good. Everything's reporting as good, but I can't actually see. Let me move this a little bit. All right. Another job for you. We're gonna do. Let's take the heal. I guess I'll take the 36 less gold for the heal. That doesn't seem that good. But speak power to power. I imagine since it's a focus on battle and negotiation, I will get a negative for doing this through battle. Let's greed. Del is a foreman here in the bog, one of the worst kind. He works his shifts too hard, accidents happen, and people get hurt. I need you to go teach him a thing or two about the importance of workplace safety. Del has been mistreating his workers, and Calandra wants you to scare a little empathy into him. Hell yeah. Go find him, give him a good scare, use force if you need to, but don't kill anyone. We don't want to provoke the Barons. Need supplies, check in at the last stand. We don't have much to spare here, but the barkeep that sells there sells whatever you might need. Bar is kind of a neutral ground for the Spark Barons who want to pretend their workers like them. Safe enough to let yourself be seen there without drawing too much suspicion. Done. Cool. Does Rook not get those limited time opportunities? Or maybe after the next quest one will pop up? Hop over to the last stand and see what we can get. Oh yeah, because we don't. Our hub isn't a bar in this guy's story, so we have to have a bar pop up. Dusty old Kodeshi approaches you. Your Admiralty, yeah, I can read it across your shoulders. Shoulders. I was once. Aerostat, if I had to guess. Aerostat, an elite division of the Admiralty dedicated to special operations and infiltration. Aerostat members often operate far behind enemy lines. Compliment him or warn him to mind his own business. Compliment him. Although I guess I'm kind of playing this more of a hostile way, so maybe I should have told him to watch it. They can take our youth, but they can't take our cunning. They would if they could. And I think I'm getting disconnected from the Steam chat occasionally, which is what's throwing me off here. I'm just getting a reconnected to chat pop up. Anyway. Alright, well met then. Enjoy you have your squadron coin. And I see it. I mean, yeah, you can see it, dude. Quite personal. Don't take offense, I'm a collector. I have several coins of my own if you're up for a trade. Oh, I can get a new coin here. Thought you might be up to a trade, just find me. Working for you again. I also got a little disconnect pop up. I wanted to make sure that I did not get disconnected from Steam in some way. It does not appear to be the case though. 25. Valor is a well-known in your network, a quiet speakeasy where folks like you can rest away from prying eyes. Clients keep their heads down even as you come in if they're curious enough to study your face, they're clever enough to hide it. Hello, my name is Rook. I'm very parched. Word was I should expect you. Don't make a habit of helping out no more than I need to. Boss? Thank you, barkeep. Your warmth and hospitality will keep me going today. In case of unlicensed grafts. Ooh. Start of each negotiation, insert a conductor card into your hand that redirects opponent's intents. So we start with force all enemy intents and arguments to target a specific argument this turn. I don't feel like this makes a lot of sense for me. By each battle, discard 2 cards and draw that many cards, or gain 6 max resolve. I kind of just want to take 6 max resolve here, but I feel like our resolve is already very high. Taking this means that in later days, though, we're going to have a really good line for negotiation. Oh, was that guy's title? Admiralty Coin Trader? You think I read that? I wanted to call in for the favors. I got drinks, I got eats. You want anything other than that, you're going to talk to the Jakes. Shop set up on the edge of the bog. They're a cagey bunch, so you might have to prove yourself worthy. Where's that coin trader? Hey, Zeet was in my other playthrough. This guy helped us out. I did not actually look at this guy's name. His name is Pengamont, and he's a coin trader. Ah. So the mud coin is just better than the coin I'm currently using, right? Apply 1 composure to a random friendly argument, deal 1 damage to a random opponent argument. The mud coin is just better. Sifting coin seems really bad since we rig snails a lot. And marsh coin, I'm gonna go mud coin because it has the most effect on snails, I feel. Your current coin for a mud coin. Ah, okay, so it's just a... So at the start of your run, after second combat, you can just pop in here and trade your coin out. That's pretty sick. And we are going... Black market. Oh, we learned about a black market. Okay, we're going here. I thought this was our home base, but it is not. I'll go run to the black market real quick. You approach the market, but an armed guard seeps out of the shadows to cut you off. Establishment is members only. Turn around now and go back the way you came. Okay, I'll come back here later. I'm not gonna spend time doing resolve or negotiation because our resolve is low. We can probably come back here later when we actually have something worth buying there. All right. We'll go through and talk to everyone real quick. Absence of his hands. Your Veep has been worked to the bone. Hey buddy, why the long face? Specifically the chin area. You meet Gart. Another day. This guy's a whole robot? You can tell he's a robot because he talks in all caps. And Vectorini. Okay, let's talk to Del. Word is Del fights for his workers, but nobody's ever really selfless in the Griftlands, right? Another day, another shill. I hear you, brother. Sandra says you've been pushing your workers too much. Here to ask you to consider lightening your touch a bit. Is that what she says? You tell her she's too soft. So no matter what, he's not going to like us because we're going to threaten or beat him up. Let's do a little combat and see how it goes. Because I've not fought with Rook yet. I asked nice, you didn't listen. Now I'm going to break your bones. There's so many good catchphrases in this game. I'm gonna break your bones. Maybe with a tutorial.
Rook fights with a pair of aerostat pistols. These weapons
Drink while
can
they
be
talk.
charged up. The current state of the guns is shown by the charge meter. At the end of his turn, Rook gains 1 defense for every empty charge.
Ah, okay, so he has passive defense here.
Rook gains 1 charge at the start of every turn. Additionally, certain cards give charges, while others spend charge for additional effect.
Okay.
Certain cards use the fully charged and empty keywords. These cards have special
Fully
effects
charged and
only
empty.
when the charge meter is completely empty or completely full.
Got it.
Gaining more charge while fully charged grants overcharge.
And then overcharge, which we read about
Overcharge
already.
increases the maximum damage of all your cards.
So passively blocks 3. His combat set seems very strong through these charges. Maybe I'm a little wrong. the music get a lot louder, or is that just me? Let me know if I need to turn this down a touch. I have 5 defense and 2 overcharge. So does overcharge just fill charges here? Let's find that out. It doesn't. Okay, it just overcharges. Even better. 2 to 6. 8 to 10? Buddy. Seems a bit louder. I'll turn it down just a touch. I'll just turn down the music a little. It's quick. Turn it down like that much. I'm told to keep this target alive. I think we need to force this drone out of the fight. If I remember correctly, drones just power up over and over again and then blast you. This guy's 52. Let's see our improvised options. Gain an overcharge, spend the charge to apply 2 burn, gain 2 concentration. Increase minimum damage of all attacks by 1. Okay. We can do 8 to 9 here. And we full block. I will... Yeah, I'll spend a charge. Sometimes you're gonna end up having to spend charge to full block as well, which is pretty interesting and cool. Yeah, I gotta kill this drone. It gets very strong, right? Effectively, I'm pretty sure it gave itself +3 attack there. 2 charge, 2 defense. And how does charge work again? It's 1 defend per empty cell. Okay, I don't get anything for filling up on charge, basically. Except for overcharge, which I'm going to... You don't get anything until you start overcharging. I understand. Are we doing 2 to 2 here? Yeah, this thing's gonna blast me for 6. If any overcharge attack twice, can I get overcharge? I can get overcharge. Yeah, dusk between work meetings, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We thwack with the shovel. Yo, this block's 8. This card's insane, isn't it? Out of ammo. Oh, he has to reload. I see. I think shovel is nutty, but I need to play lever, so I block. And I just have to kill. 5-10. I think I do through shovel. I'm trying to find a way to play this turn out where I don't play shovel because I want to hold shovel for a future turn. Yeah, this is... If this card did not have expend, I understand why it doesn't. It is... It covers a lot of bases. What are my options here? I am not sure. I'll just tell you. I think I play the ammo pouch. Apply 2 mark. Whenever you attack this target, gain 1 charge and reduce mark by 1. Spend a charge, add 1 impair, gain 1 overcharge. I think we go... We go gain 1 overcharge, if I'm understanding correctly. I play lever, and then search quill does 4 to 7. I play flow, search quill does 4 to 8, and it hits twice. Assuming I don't roll 2 4s, I kill this enemy without using my shovel. Oh, sorry, I forgot about 4-5. Tragic. That's alright. I will... I won't take the 4. I'll kill him. You think this guy's gonna summon more drones? I do not believe he will. The charge for 2 bonus damage. Kick just does 10. We go block and blast. The old B and B. I'm gonna get chipped because of I think it's not it. There's no guarantee I would have drawn a block here. Or rather a damage card there. So it seems like the Foreman has a pretty straightforward pattern of regular shot, triple shot, reload. Maybe some variants mixed in there. But that's my initial analysis of this guy. Take 2. I don't want to play this out super slowly, although he is reloading next turn. Yeah, let's play it slower. He's reloading. I feel like I can get away with it. I think does 9 to 10 now. And the charge for 2 bonus. We go... I think we just kick Blast, or kick Hair Trigger is fine. Must be a strong leg. Does more damage than bullets. But probably not bullets, they're probably like lasers. Yeah, I'm almost certain they're lasers actually. Yeah, you got it. Go face. If the face plays taunt, and you still go face. 3-2-2. The game is interesting as Slay the Spire? Absolutely. I think it does enough to differentiate itself to be worth playing for sure. The 2-deck system is really fun. Having just 2 different ways to interact with the game, I think, is very good. We could have taken this entire combat in a different way and not fought, but I wanted to do some hitting. Spend a charge for 1 wound. I'll take 2 concentration and draw a card. That card seems really good. Oh, Kick had a flat damage because it only has a spread of 2. I understand now. I'm gonna continue to play slow because of the way that this combat plays out. Because now he takes a turn off and we can take our time. Charge 2 defense. I have overcharge. I think I have the kill. Most likely. I've said that twice and I've been wrong both times. Yeah, maybe it is more of a plasma. So I've been told not to kill this man. I will not kill this man. We get 4 resolve for doing that, and we get a battle card. The target has burn, gain 2 charge. I'm not playing burns. Apply 8 defense, burnout. Apply 2 scanned. Whenever you attack this target, draw a card. At the start of the owner's turn, remove 1 scanned. Tight spot seems good, but I worry about having too much defense. I don't think that's a problem. This card seems pretty strong. Apply 8 defense with the caveat of you have to play it. Usually when you're going to draw this one taking damage. And if not, you can pay 1 to keep it if the combat goes long enough. I'm in. Stop, I'll ease up on him. Nice and easy. So, the proprietor of this place doesn't like us. So if you start a fight, interesting. If you start a fight in the person's place of business, they don't like you anymore. Good to know. But they don't hate us because I didn't kill anyone, probably. Alright. I also love negotiation. It just adds a little spice. Give me money, Calandra. Dell's gonna be limping for a week, but his workers should catch a break. To show these Yote strokers we mean business. Get paid 69 shills. Quest bonus of 30 shills. Hell yeah. I greeted for the money and we just had to fight our way out, but I think we would have ended up, it's like 1 more person dislikes us, but I got extra money and didn't have to take a heal. Time's come, I got something extra special. That bar I mentioned earlier is kind of a neutral ground catering to barons and workers. I remember that. Meet me there after nightfall and we'll discuss it. I was wondering if you'd only hired me for the dagger and I'd forgotten my cloak. Does she love us now? You don't love us? Come on. Can I get a... No, okay. She gives us a bulk discount. Oh no, that's job completed bulk discount. She does not give us a bulk discount, my mistake. Here's our little bonus. Autodog road stall or quiet clearing. I think the quiet clearing lets us heal, and this would let me buy an Autodog. How bad? I mean, like, surely this won't go as horribly as last time I got a pet, right?
Satsuka.
Greetings and welcome to my humble shop. Hey, I recognize Element. Haven't I met you? Is there a compendium of who I've met? I don't think there is. What kind of wares do you have? Got the best deals on Autodogs in all the bog. Nice rhyme. My collection varies from pristine Autodogs straight from the factory to modified versions to downright feral ones. Of course, they're all loyal and obedient. Train the feral one myself. We get the Spark Baron Autodog, the Rise Autodog, or the Feral Autodog with tame in quotation marks. I have the money. I'm going all in. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This does seem like the person I negotiated with in the first quest. I've definitely seen the name Element before. $175. Give me Spark Baron Autodog. Excellent choice. Definitely the most value for your money. 40 HP. My god. Gain this card when you murder Autodog. I can murder him for his targeting core? Oh no. I just spent all my money, so I can't go to the black market now. So no reason to go there. So let's just head on over to the next quest. Remember to stay hydrated here. I'll go through and talk to everyone real quick. Jake. I do not have a refill, sorry boss. We got Rook. He's a bartender. And he's a drunk. Oh, so if I were to need to negotiate with this guy because he's in here and drunk, I would get a little bonus. And Z. Alright, Hebel. So I could buy a drink. I'm not worried about my resolve. Oh, I can go to my room and play with the Autodog? Hold on. Hold. I don't think I have an outfit to change into. Yeah, nothing. However, gesture towards Autodog. Can I change his name? I can change his name. However, I don't have a good one. But we can pet the Autodog. It's official. You're too cute. Add that one for the Twitter page that tracks. You can pet the dog. Great news, everyone. Let's wait for Kalandra. Truck. Next time we go to the room. That's it for me, barkeep. I'm only here to meet someone. Lean against the bar, wait for sunset. With the last of the light, Kalandra walks through the door. Ah, there she is. And for the real reason I hired you, I think. You know, it wasn't just to babysit my workers. I'm aware. There's a reason I hired you and not any of the other grifters with guns just as quick as yours. It's because I know you go back with Felimo. I knew that. You need to infiltrate the Spark Barons. Ah. There's a worker, one of mine actually. He has been stealing from Barons for a while now, but I looked the other way. Until he started stealing from my other workers too. Take him with you when you go to meet the Barons as a sign of good faith. Hell yeah. I'd appreciate getting the details sooner, but I'm not grateful for the challenge. Or I can't say I'm not grateful for the challenge. Must be years since you last saw your old pal. Don't you think it's time you paid him a visit? We're doing the old double cross on our old buddy. The gun show. An Admiralty weaponsmith is here in the bog. I imagine I have to spend money. I can also immediately go sell my Autodog for parts. That's cruel. Let's go to the gun show. I refuse to sell my Autodog for parts. Hello, Frizz. Rook, they said you were dead. They say a lot of things, Frizz. What are you doing here? Working private security, pays better, and I set my own hours. Hey Frizz, why are you in the bog? Unlike the Barons to allow outside influence, So this area in Sal's story, I noticed it's a lot more of Cult of Hesh stuff. There's none of them, and it seems like this is more Tech Baron stuff. Is it Tech Baron? Spark Baron. I'm on leave, so I'm here in an unofficial capacity. And of all the places you could go, you went to Grout Bog. It's a working holiday. Make weapons, and there's a lot of demand. Speaking of weapons, remember my guns? Us old things have to stick together. Surprised they're still intact. I was practically a child when I built those. Could you do better now? Takes a week? Ah. Make a couple of adjustments. Oh, so this is free. We can decrease the charge chambers or increase the charge chambers. That's a toughie. I'm building towards filling out charge, I think, and then overcharging. Which leads me to feel like decreasing is better, but at the same time, increasing is better for the first 2 turns before we fill out our charge. We get more defense by 2. However, at the same time, I don't need more defense. I have 2 pretty good defensive options. It nerfs Shovel a little bit, but I'm in for decreased charge chambers. Can take that one off for free, but I can take 2 off if you pay for parts. 250 I cannot afford. Friends opens up a toolkit and spends some time working on the pistols. Good as new. Hell yeah. See you later, Frizz. I'll ask about the Admiralty next time. Leaves up, so I'm back to Murder May. Wow, that was a very short leave. Yeah, I'm thinking decrease there as well. I'm feeling it. Let's go infiltrate the Barrens. Never mind, let's go talk to Torin. A stranger approaches you. She appears to be collecting scraps by the side of the road. Greetings. What a mighty fine specimen. You will not... How many times do I have to tell you I'm not selling my auto dog? I paid $175. I'm not giving you him for $150. I wonder if you can buy a low-level auto dog and then sell it for higher. Not looking to sell my dog. Thank you for the offer. No matter what path I took there, I was destined to be offered a chance to sell my dog on accident, though. Alright. Hello, GT. Word is GT's a good boss, but in Havaria, that doesn't necessarily mean she's a fair one. This is a place of work, not a place of talk. Alright. You're coming with me. You're not a Baron, are you? You're just working with them? We can work out a deal that'll help us both. Hear me out. So, what's the proposal? I'll listen, at least. They think I'm Rise, but I'm not. I just don't like working. I've got a way out, though. I can leave. I'll give you my ID and then disappear forever. All I have to do is convince them I'm dead. So I get this character's a love, but I probably make my next fight harder. I'm down to grab a love here. I don't have any boons, so let's do it. Sounds easier than fighting you. Here's my ID. Tell them the rest of me got disintegrated. Help them skip town to escape their enemies. At the start of each negotiation, add a random authority card to your draw pile. That sounds really fun. I'll also not be able to mess that up because they left town. Alright. Have to go convince the Barons that we're here to work for them. At the gate to the Baron Enclave, you leave a message for Felimo, hoping your name still carries enough weight to get you through the door. Sure enough, you're escorted in, but it's not Felimo who greets you. You have 5 minutes, Grifter, and then we trigger the attack protocols. Felimo wants me here. I assure you I have sensitive information I know he wants to see. And 2 pistols. I mean, we can do like a gun check. It's okay. Witnesses have seen you talking with leading members of the Rise. We know what's happening in the bread fields. It's only a matter of time before the Rise start to deal in assassins. Ah. Hello, I'm here telling you the truth. This is our special card for our love. You can buy a cheaper auto dog and sell it at $150. Neat. I will try that next time I get the chance to buy an auto dog. So we get permits here. Whenever this argument takes damage, deal that much damage to a random opponent argument. Gain 2 resolve for each additional stack. Permit is an argument with 2 resolve. Okay. start out with our flip. That's right, we have the improved mud coin dealing 2 to random opponents for us now. And we're gonna expect a lot more tails. It started heads though, so I have 1 baseline defense. Just looking through. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll start with the gamble and draw 2. Or draw 2 and then hopefully get a gamble. Rig 2 tails, improvise a hostility. What would I want? I don't have a hostility to pull. I think this gives it, if I remember correctly, because I have no hostilities to pull off of this. First, maybe it pulls it from the discard? It does pull it from the discard, okay. That's fine. I wanted to rig it so that we can do a call it here and land tails for another 2. If I draw 2, I'm drawing something I can't play. So I will grumble. Okay. I feel like this deck is good. This negotiation deck gets a lot better when I have 1 more energy or 1 more action here. 1 composure per hostility. So I drew all blocks. That is the nature of it. Reverse the coin. I wonder if this bypasses the fix that I did. It probably does, which means that I can force this to give me 1 block and then flip again next turn. I don't need to though, I drew all blocks. Let's do... my bottom card, if I remember, it's a gamble. No, it's a pleasantries. You stole my gamble? Yeah, you stole my gamble. I think I pull the pleasantries out so I can ideally get my hostilities back. And we'll probably end this with boosted rationale. Nice. I am vulnerable. Let me just do the flip now. There's no guarantee that I don't just lose this card. And block. I think we're getting close to being able to just rush her down. Stole rationale. My snail hunt. Come on. Snail hunt actually feels like a very important part of my game plan. We're getting thrashed here. And I left the all business up and she gained 2 block. I think I sack health to just push damage here. I'm feeling. I can also rig the snail hunt. Let's open with... yeah, I can do the snail hunt, rig tails, and then go for that. I think I open with a flip though. Oh, we got tails. That's good. I'm gonna pop the all business. Pull a hostility. Do I have any free hostilities? I can pull boosted raw, but that doesn't work in my favor. Basically, I can clear the arguments, but I'm going to take a bunch of damage unmitigated here. I feel like my best choice then is to play pleasantries and rationale and try to not take a million. I have 1 more energy than I anticipated. Oh, because the gamble was free. That's right. I'll just grumble here. It's better because I don't want to pull Snail Hunt back on a turn I can't play it. That card's important. We're very vulnerable. Call it and pleasantries. That's a good steal set. Gain 1 block. I'm feeling like we need to end this combat pretty quickly now. We got 5. I think this turn is good. We gain a lot of damage here if I go in. Yeah, Permit's not going to do a lot for me. I don't think it's worth stopping to pay 1 energy. I'm going to grab my Snail Hunt back. I think I then play it. Rig 2 tails. I can pull... doesn't really matter. I'll just grab Grumble. I flip a tails. If I hit my appropriated... I did not. Okay. That line of dialogue ends there. I did not hit. push 4. I think I'm okay to block. Assuming I don't lose my Vulgar. Which is unlikely, I would say, to lose a specific card.
That's Serowa.
Pleasantries. Vulgar. Oh no! It did steal from my draw pile there, which is worth noting. It got a lot harder. Rig a heads or a tails, get 3 composure, or flip my coin to the other side. I feel like we just take the composure, I guess, weather the storm a little bit. Oh yeah, it loses half resolve. I think the game rounds... I don't think it does a floor or ceiling. I don't think it's called ceiling, but whatever it's called. Maybe it is called ceiling. Either way, I think that this will round 3.5 up to 4, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% on that. But we're gonna go ahead and play the slower line. I could use my flourish, but I'll save it ahead of the boss, I'm feeling. Oh, that wasn't rigged. Yeah, that was silly of me. Okay. Drop another rationale. We're still not exhausted, so we're getting value. We'll hit exhaustion on this turn. I don't have time for this. Grumble and Pleasantries. I should have it here. I just pull a Grumble from Snail Hunt. Oh, it drew boosted draw. Are all my Grumbles stolen? They are all stolen. Oh no. Think about it a second here. Taking 6. I'm gonna take 2. But I don't have a kill. Do I have a kill? Hold on. Could pull Vulgar. I'll never draw a hostility off of Vulgar. I guess I can call it, and if the call it flips the 2 damage to the top appropriated, I'll get my Grumble back and have the kill. Most likely. Let's go for it. Okay. It's not guaranteed. I have to roll 3 at least on both of them, but if I roll a 4, we're also chilling. I roll a 4. Okay, sick. You play it like that, and then if that's a 2, you just pivot off to boosted rationale, and if you roll a 3, you can make a choice. But we rolled a 4, so there was no choice to make. Yeah, I find these negotiations are a lot harder. It's entirely because of that card theft. It is getting me, but we got through. I'm finding his resolve is higher, but we're taking a bunch of chip damage. Choose negotiation card to add. Ooh, Muck seems really good. Attack twice with this card if you have snails, and we rig snails a bunch. Bluff on heads, this card costs 2. So yeah, it seems generally diplomacy is a heads and hostility is a tails line. Spend 1 influence, card gains 3 damage until the end of negotiation. Oh, you can also do negotiations? Or sorry, influence? I haven't seen a card that makes influence yet. It seems harder with Rook, but yeah, let's go with Muck. And we get 3 upgrades, very exciting. Gain 1 bonus damage. On snails, we can do Mirrored Grumble, which will do 3 twice, or we can do and yeah, so that'll do 3 twice with the boost, or we can do discard a card. I'm going to do 3 twice. Bluff is one of the cards that can swap the heads to snails as an upgrade. Ah, like it's one of the sets, or reverse. Let me just look. Which one was it? It was... Oh, Bluff, you were saying. I thought this was Bluff. This is Muck. Pleasantries is a gamble card. That seems very bad, so we'll just take draw, since we're rigging snails mostly. And Trickery. Improvise plus, or improvise from upgraded. I think I'd rather have upgraded. The improvise plus, I don't know what I'm looking for particularly much. Oh, it changes the requirement from heads to tails. I see. Gotcha. Came here of my own free will to offer assistance. Will you at least hear me out?
Eltapu.
I suppose.
Jesapu.
Surrounded by armed barons, and it will be my decision whether you ultimately may speak with Felimo. Great news. So we wish to help my old Felimo with his rise problem. Old friend Felimo. As you should know, I'm an experienced agent. I can infiltrate, assimilate, and sabotage with precision. You can trust me. I'm very untrustworthy. I do have one way to test your loyalties. Supervised learning. Arnett needs you to teach a new enforcer how to fight. Automechs are cheap, and they're cheap to use once they're built, but they're damned expensive to build. Each one has to be meticulously pieced together from salvage tech from the bog and programmed to follow commands. Techs in the field tell me they've got a plan to make that second part quicker and easier, but they need someone with fighting expertise. Okay. This is great. I definitely want to see a battle. This is very fortunate. Go pick up an automech at the factory and take it to the proving grounds in the bog. Tech will tell you what to do with it. Don't bother returning if you can't complete. I will not give you a second chance. I thought that this day was almost over, but it is not. Yeah, go to the factory. Looks like we have, because we also have a boss fight coming up at some point. I think each day ends in a boss fight, so we have at least 2 more combats. Although maybe Rook doesn't have boss fights at the end of his days, you never know. As you enter the automech factory, dozens of half-completed automechs turn their sensors towards you. A harried-looking administrator walks over to you. I've seen Sru before. I think Sru hates me. No, Vectorini hates me. Do you like me, Sru? No, I've definitely seen Sru before. This area's off limits. What are you doing here? Arendt sent me. I'm supposed to help train some automechs. You're the guinea pig. Unlucky. I think boss fights are ever negotiation. You can like negotiation to make them easier from what I've seen. So you don't have to, but you can help your case with negotiation. It's about time you got here. What do you need me to do? Got 2 models ready for the proving ground out in the bog. Pick one and take them there. The technicians will show you what to do. We can take ENF 301A or 302B. Tell me about 301A. Pretty standard model, we just assembled it. Don't foresee any issues with that one, should be straightforward. Tell me about 302B. That one has been to the proving grounds like 3 times, and each time it got worse at fighting. Dialed its violence inhibitors way back. It might work, or it might go amok, or just shut down again. Be grateful to get it out of my hands. If it comes back again, we're going to have to bust it down for scrap. I don't know what it means. So option A, standard and cool. Option B, it's gotten worse. Sru will like me for taking this. I mean, so it's got to be harder, but we gain influence with Sru. Now we are going to be like against Spark Barons, but maybe making Sru like us will come back in our favor later. I'll take it. Give me a challenge. I have to thank you. That thing has been a pain in my side for months. I'll set it to follow you to the proving grounds. Try to be discreet. Won't be any use to you in a fight. His name is Format. My favorite retired boxer, George Format. Buy provisional items here. Where am I supposed to go? I'm supposed to go to supervised learning. Okay, I'm not supposed to go to provisions. I have no money, so I'm not going to bother going to potentially see an event there. Rise up out of the bushes, brandishing weapons. Tell that thing to stop walking. Yo, nice eyes. A proposition for you, Grifter. You're taking that automech to the Baron Proving Ground. Let me make a couple of adjustments to it first. What are the modifications? Nothing visible from the outside, just a little something to clarify its allegiances. Shouldn't affect you unless you stand between it and a Spark Baron. Strange. So I can allow, like, we're siding with the Rise, so it feels like this is fine. Right? It feels like this is fine, doesn't it? To allow them to modify. I'm gonna go for it. Go ahead. Good choice. Click opens an access panel on the back of Format and tinkers with the internals for what feels like an eternity. Keep your mouth shut about it and we'll have no problems. Internal modification detected. Oh no. They're gonna know. Maybe I should have just fought her off, but it's too late now. Kind of cool that you get to play both sides as this character. Very spy-like. Yeah, I'm guessing it's gonna be like, at the correct timing, it's now gonna turn on the Spark Barons, perhaps. You find the proving ground. Automech parts litter the ground around a technician who is adjusting some equipment. Some demoralized Rise members mill about in a makeshift jail guarded by a couple of barons. Have you brought a new mech? I sure have. Loop detected. Well, those pencil pushes back at the factory. This one's untrainable. Why do they keep wasting my time? See those Rise over there? I'm going to release them. You're going to fight them. The Automech will observe, and if you do your job right, it will learn a thing or two. Okay. If you want me to attack unarmed captives? No, we're going to give them weapons. Okay. I mean, if I fail this quest, I feel like the whole the trajectory is ruined. So I will follow the quest line through. On a future playthrough, I will probably try to pivot out of doing what they want. Job's a job, I guess, boss. If you can get through this grifter, you can go free. Do not kill the grifter, thank you. This is just one man? I thought this was multiple men. What does he have? He has power, +1 damage, and he has +1 damage at the start of battle. Okay, and that's his species thing. His racial. What is our auto dog gonna do? I'm very excited. Our boy has 40 health. I believe in auto dog. I think he's gonna roll out and over these guys. Let's put up our tight spot. I don't want to lose that. Spend a charge, or spend all charge. Well, when you put it like that, give me the... I guess just give me the 3 to 4 damage card. And push damage. Gotta make sure I don't accidentally kill this guy, I suppose, is my big problem. Maybe I could just kill him. Blood? He's defending. Shovel pops off. Big damage. Oh yeah, I just win this combat. Wow, he panics super early. Did it just open its head? So... what do you give me if I kill you? 3 to 4, apply stun, destroy after 1 use. We got 3 charges. Yeah, I got an upgrade along the way that lowered my max charges. Cranberry, I don't think you're allowed to ban here. I apologize. Not yet. Am I gonna murder this man? Do I desire blood? What if I kill this guy, what if he becomes a killer? Like, what if I make the robot into a killer robot? I think that this is gonna have lasting consequences because this is probably gonna be like, you killed one of my friends. I'll take the surrender. I feel like I'm not going to get away with this murder without downsides. Heal 4 resolve. Spend a charge for 2 scorched. This is a burn-related card, and this is a burn-related card. Neither of these burn-related cards make any sense because I don't burn. You attack this target, gain 1 charge, and reduce mark by 1. Okay. That seems good. And probably spike us into a bunch of overcharge. Fight's over, you turn to format as it processes the result. Error. No surprises, we do it with me, I'll harvest it for spare parts. Oh. Let's leave before Emiko discovers the truth and starts looking to lay blame. Yeah, maybe that was a skip. It might have been a skip. Interesting. So I bet if I don't do the modifications, my robot actually becomes good there. And is gonna get scrapped now. A little unfortunate, but Alas, job's done. That's the thing, I could probably play this storyline through 3 or 4 different ways, which is pretty cool. I'm going to enjoy replaying that specific story a lot of times, I expect. Just to play it out different ways every time. Training didn't stick. Gosh damn it, I'm gonna have to come down hard on the factory workers. Here's your pay. Paid $100. Ooh, and a graft. Start a negotiation, rig 2 heads. No thank you. Start of each battle, discard 2 and draw that many. Start of each battle, gain 2 charge. I feel like Regig is the sort of graft that makes me go, wow, that's gonna be really good when I know what I'm doing. You haven't played Rook yet? Can I give you the spark notes? Yeah, sure. I'll walk you through each of the mechanics when we get into each combat. I'll run you through it real quick, no problem. We'll take Twin Shot. Because Regig is the sort of thing, though, that I feel like I need to understand a little better what I'm doing to make good use of this. So we'll just take Twin Shot. Start with 2 charge in battle seems fine. Guess you did the job as well as could be expected. Very well, Felimo will see you. Felimo enters the room. Aren't steps to the side with a head bowed in deference, eyes still cunningly locked on yours. Dude, sick brain implant. Don't see you in years, Rook, and you show up at my door with enemy ties expecting a warm welcome. Yes. Can it? Everyone out, I need a moment alone with this slippery eel. You're calling me the slippery eel? This guy also has Robo-Eye. Room empties, though Aren't mouths threats at you as she goes. In seconds, Felimo melts into the relaxed stance you remember. Reaches under a desk for 2 polished glasses and passes you a drink poured from his hip flask. And just as you suspected, Calandra has asked me to infiltrate the Barons. Yo, we're double agenting? What the heck, dude? I'm double crossing the double cross? I'm losing my mind. I thought it was... Apparently you took something she wants back. Ah yes, I knew that would be the ice pick in her temple. She doesn't suspect your true allegiances. I don't suspect my true allegiances. Whose side am I on? You do as she anticipates. Come see me every day and check in with her as she requires. Once you have her trust, I'll tell you the next step. You have to forgive the ruse, of course, as I continue to distrust you in front of my underlings. Yeah, can I triple cross the double cross? All the same, it's good to see you again. You found a place to lay your head. Some bar called The Last Stand. It'll do. Sawed off Grifter will have more work for you tomorrow. One last swig, Felimo leaves you alone to your scheming. Dude, we're like we could maybe be a quadruple agent. Holy moly. Can buy some Spark Baron equipment. Draw a card, gain 9 defense, destroy after 2 uses. Apply 3 mark to a random target. Apply targeted. Not super interested in dropping money on those. And let's leave. Healing supplies. We're at the end of the day, but there should be a fight. Gree is looking for a hide. Gree is looking to hire a guide for an expedition into the bog. Let's do it. I will play Greedy, because that's the name of the game. I suppose a triple cross is part of the original double cross. Dude, I'm losing my mind. We can like triple double cross. And we can then maybe double triple cross even. Find a lone Jake poring over a crudely drawn map. You there, are you looking for the opportunity of a lifetime? Sick vest. And I like the 4 belts. Always, what are you offering? The bog, it holds riches, I'm sure of it. My limited experience, the bog holds death. But riches, true. Research presumes it. I just need a bit of protection to help me avoid the quick death part. You follow me as I follow this map and I'll share the spoils. Source? Tell me about the research. So you can steal it? No way. Alright, let's go. We might have to kill an urchin or 10. Rapacious carnivore. Other than that, this will be the easiest money you've ever earned. Why'd they name them Jakes? Oh yeah, that's just a regular name. That would really suck if your name was Jake and you had to hear someone say Jake a bunch, huh? Gree leads you through the bog. The terrain gets rougher the further you get from the road, and you eventually come to a rocky outcrop. Each step sinks deeper into the bog. It's all you can do to keep walking forward. We get a curse for this. When drawn, lose one action, destroy or sleep it off. Okay. We'll hopefully pop this in the next battle before the boss. Did you hear that? It's nothing. I can leave her in the bog for dead. You fall surrounded by bog on all sides. You press on. The bog presses in. Your nose experiences things that language cannot yet describe. I hear it again. Run away. Alright, let's fight it. I mean, this shouldn't be that bad. It's just one guy. Alright, so quick rundown for those who have asked. The main mechanic is this guy has charges. Charges fill up through cards interacting with them. For every empty charge, you gain defense, and for every charge you generate over max charges, you gain bonus damage to your spells. So, for example here, I will play Crank, which will give me 2 charge and 2 defense, and now my cards have a max of +2. It's not +2 flat, overcharge means +2 max. So now instead of doing 8, this does 8 to 10. That's the abridged version of his combat system. Yeah, I'm playing an overcharge-based strategy here. We're gonna make a big number. Oh, I could have just killed this thing. Wait, it only has 6 HP. I guess it's a little better to do this, because maybe we can actually get the kill and stop it from running. What does it do to charge his crystals? He, oh god, what? Hey, what's this? Excuse me. The bog is hitting me? Well, that's scary. I'm going to... I think I will miss the kill. There's no way that I hit a 9. Oh, wait. I think I can get him with a Surge Coil, potentially. It's worth rolling for the kill, I feel. Well, let's check. Remove composure from opponent argument. Gain dominance equal to composure. Remove, destroy after 1 use. I don't care if I kill this thing. This doesn't seem like it's worth killing. Let's blast the Bog Cyst. It does not matter that I just rolled 2 2s because he's still dead. However, you think you're a jokester game? Think you're real funny? I will not hit the thing that hits me for 8. So if I one-turn this guy, I bet he wouldn't have gotten the help also. Worth noting. Let's actually work on upgrading Hunker Down. I love this dog who is a gun. I should have checked. What is this? Multitudes. If this creature flees, a new urchin will take its place. Oh no. That seems scary. Let's destroy Weary here. We have the time. And we can spend 1 charge to do 2 bonus damage. So it seems like I'm going to have to do a little bit of work. You're immune to disease, right? Can my dog be diseased? Reduce max health by 1 at the end of owner's turn until the end of the fight. Can you disease my dog? Please don't. Nice 7. So we gained 1 free block there because we had an empty charge. Oh, Dog Gun. That is a pretty good name. I will tell you, I do like Dog Gun. We're down. I feel like there's a way for me to get this kill. Let's look at ammo pouch. Gain 2 charge. Sure. I have to hit him for 7, right? And then these guys will clean him up. The damage that I'm taking is not real because the enemy that's hitting me, the urchin, is running this turn or dying, either way. So as long as this hair trigger, it's like, it's unlikely, but I think it's okay. Interesting. Ah, this one has a lower threshold. I see. So you can't just get locked to this combat. Great news. However, I did make my auto dog take damage for this. You fool. Oh! Counter damage doesn't go through if the hit kills. That's a really important thing to know. Very glad we know that now. This effect will be applied. I will never get the kill for kick here, so we will just do 2. Now we wait, and next turn we get the kill. Draw a card. Threatening Hell? What does this do? Applies 2 stacks of Dread. Deal 20% less damage, receive 20% more damage. This auto dog is sick. He's actually nuts. My man is popping off. Look at him. We'll go through and play out our cards, maximize our turn. Although if I play Surge Coil, I have a chance to make him flee. If I don't play Surge Coil, these 2 get the kill, right? Oh no, this is 5 to 12. Never mind. And it also hits twice. Yeah, never mind. How's the Steam streaming experience been so far? It's fine. It was not too hard to set up. The Steam does have a 6-second delay by default. But no, Steam streaming hasn't been bad. And we get the Urchin Musk for killing that guy, and we get 1 of 3 battle cards. Spend all charge, gain 2 defense per charge spent. Spend all charge, attack once for each charge. I can skip taking the Musk? I can. That was this, right? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I could have skipped this. I'm down to take it because we are building around hostility, so grabbing Composure is fine. In the worst case, we only see this once and we just pop it instantly, more or less. This feels like a skip to me. I don't think I need another Surge Coil. Fan the Hammer could be cool, especially if you have high overcharge. Hold on. If I take Fan the Hammer and I have 3 overcharge, this card could do like upwards of 21, right? That does seem not bad. Let me take a quick sip and think about this. I think Fan the Hammer, it feels like a good finishing card at the end of a combat. I won't play this a ton, but when I play this, it should just obliterate someone. I'm down to give it a whirl. What a hairball. There's nothing in my notes about that. Time to carry on. Find a strange structure. Yo, this looks like a purple version of an alien place in Subnautica. The Heart of the Bog. I think overcharge. Yeah, I don't think overcharge counts as charge either. So I can only have 3 charges, but overcharge will increase the max damage of that card. So it should, like, ideally, the idea is at the end of the combat, I have like 4 or 5 overcharge in my 3 charges, and I just blast 3 charges, hit for somewhere in the range of 15 to 20 damage, and crush. Hello, H-Sin. The morning stream experience is good. I'm having a great time playing Griftlands this morning. I was a little tired when I started out, but feeling good. Where's the money part of it? Requires sacrifice. Lay down on that platform. You're gonna what? Plunge my knife through your heart, and your spirit will join with the bog and unlock its secrets. What? Of all of the ways I expected this one to pan out, I did not expect this to end in us being sacrificed. I kind of want to just say yes, but that's not an option. I think it would be really funny if I had an option to say okay and then just get sacrificed. Let's go. I can then murder her out here. What do I get for killing you? Can I see that? Gain defense equal to the damage dealt by this card for 1 energy. Destroy after 3 uses. I'll convince you your plan is insane. Do you even hear yourself? Buy the book. 1 energy, deal 8, cannot target cores. Okay. The other mechanic, for those who have asked, is the flip mechanic. This character has a coin. The coin has an effect. On heads, it gives you... this one is apply 1 composure to a random friendly argument. On snails, it is deal 2 damage to a random enemy argument. His cards interact with which way the coin is facing, and you also have cards to flip. Like this card here, Snail Hunt, is rigged to snails. So the next 2 times we flip the coin, we will get snails, which is pretty cool. I enjoy it a lot. I'm building my deck around hostility and just landing a bunch of snails, and ideally we just machine gun a bunch of snails and crush. That's my game plan. But you can see we also have 1 block because we started with, it started heads and then it flipped tails off of the boosted raw. Let's do a trickery. 4 composure, 2 fluster, or set the coin. Let's do... Flustered for 2 turns seems okay. But I can also just take a free block on this turn. I'll do the free block. Can I give them composure? Hold on. Can I? That's something we'll check when I have the Urchin Musk in hand. Do a Snail Hunt. So I will take, I think, Mirrored Grumble. And this does 3 times 2 now. So a good example here. Yeah, I was also a little worried about the coin flip. However, the coin flip mechanic is really fun. And it does not, like, I have not had it be super frustrating. You can't because the arrow was red. I wasn't sure if the arrow being red just indicated that you're not supposed to do this or that you can't do this. So we'll do 6 with this Mirrored Grumble. There's your example. Since we're on snails, that Mirrored Grumble did 3 times 2 instead of 2 times 2. Can't see your intent. I think I don't care. This is guaranteed to flip me a tails because we have the next 2 gambles are rigged. I think I'm down to spend the 1 energy to just break Crafty right now, actually. Oh, that does carryover damage too. I forgot that's how that works. Wow, that's insane. That card's so good. How'd I forget about carryover damage? So this will do 4, 5, 6. I have the guaranteed kill. It does 2, and then it flips the coin. We get tails. It does 2 again. Easy fight. Have you considered... Now, I would like to offer you a very interesting argument. How about... Don't sacrifice me. Give me a new card. Hits all opponents. Lose all dominance. I don't have any source of dominance, so Brute doesn't seem that good. Actually... Wait, maybe it's nuts because I have no source of dominance. It just is 2 to 3 AoE. That seems kind of good. Discard a card or discard a card but do 2 to 4. Think about it. I feel like I go Brute or Skip here. I could aim to just reduce down a little bit and focus up the deck. I don't hate that. Let's try taking nothing. Fine, I get it. The bog is not cut out for everyone. Now that I know where the heart is, I can come back with someone with more of an open mind. Shouldn't I kill this lady? Who cares? That went a lot differently than I expected. Leave a report of your grout bog activities in the dead drop location. However, another event. Come across a small cavern partly submerged in the bog. Inside it are the remains of an unfortunate traveler with a small box of assorted items. I lose 10 HP to get an item. Yes, I'm in. Push through the storm as quickly as you can, shielding your face as best you can. A few bugs managed to get some fights in. Rush out. Lost 10 HP. Hatch 4. I got an egg. I draw a card. 4 to 8. When this card's effect is triggered, the specified number of times it is destroyed and a special event occurs. The hatch counter is not changed while fatigued. Oh! I bet the special effect is really bad. That's my hypothesis. However, maybe it's really good. Either way, very excited about this cool hammer that I'm going to hit someone with. You arrive at the dead drop. It's much like all the others around Havaria. Empty but full of anticipation. Jot down a few notes about the rise and the spark parents. Are we also playing a third angle? Are we quintuple crossing? Wait a minute. If you were any less experienced, you wouldn't notice the sudden silence as someone approaches behind you. I'm checking the black market. I went to the black market. I could have gone there, actually. Yeah, I have 200 gold. I didn't notice my money has gone up to 200. We'll do it at the start of the next day, assuming it's still there. I had to do a negotiation to get into it, but I should have gone in there. You'll have to forgive me. My old teacher was a negligent old reprobate. This guy definitely is our student. Aren't you a bit old now to still be blaming others for your shortcomings? You left us hanging. Most of the crew didn't make it out alive. That's on you. I'm here to speak for them with my fists. Well, step one, I'm going to call him a little baby. I didn't abandon you. You failed me. Gain 2 proper channels. Target opponent argument for 1-to-1 damage. Increase by 1 when your core argument takes damage. Okay. Market's only open at night. It's been open all day. The black market in the top right, I believe, has been open all day. When destroyed, Fraux gains 1 impatience. Fraux will obtain defect when you enter battle. What is defect? Next attack on this fighter does double damage and removes 1 defect. Okay, so we get to start him with taking double damage in the combat for this. Whenever Fraux's arguments are destroyed, splash damage is converted to composure instead. Ooh, that's a really strong passive. Okay. We're taking 4. Let us rig 2 snails. I learned that improvising this card does not count as it being drawn, so we cannot pull that. I will pull the Grumble, because it's almost upgraded, and I would like to do that. I'm gonna do my negotiation flourish here, I think, as well. Probably on a later turn. I don't feel like I need to do it here right now. Oh, so I can just keep doing this. Interesting. Alright. Let's do the flip. I know it's gonna come up tails. And so I don't feel like I need to get a whole bunch of what's it called? It's called defect. I don't think I need to get a ton of defects. Moment of weakness. When this argument is destroyed, deal 3 to the owner's core argument and spawn 2 new moments of weakness. That seems problematic. I'm taking 3s from the impatience. I'm gonna try to set him low and then pop the last fear and finish it in the same turn, most likely. I think this is the turn to go negotiation flourish. Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna gamble 5 times here. See what we get. 2. Did I just get? I got 1 block, and so I got 1 heads and 4 tails. That's fine. We ended on tails as well. My musk does nothing. This does 6. I can break the fear. Here's a pretty cool one. Let's do this. Let's use this guy's power against him. If I mirrored Grumble, he'll gain 2 composure, which I can then break with the musk and get 2 dominance, which will give me a better next turn. Cool. And then we'll do a little flippy. Done. I'm down to finish this combat at this point. Like, I'm ready to go. I want to not overdo it here. Yeah, moment of weakness, it does seem like something that you have to throw defense towards. I agree. Draw 2 guards, gamble for each hostility. My whole deck should be hostility. It's like half, so we'll draw 2. Yeah, I can trade my resolve away because we heal at the end of the day. That is true for a stronger next combat. I could probably sneak in one more. Probably. I think I block here. I don't get a whole lot of value out of this dominance, which is a shame. But I think we go ahead and we block the moment of weakness being split. Turn is this. Turn 3. I'll go at least 2 more turns here. And I will... blocking for my dominance makes no difference because it goes away either way. I could go for the trickery, but now let's just block. It's fine. Can you even hear yourself talking? Not particularly. 1 block on the moment of weakness. Yeah, if I keep this thing alive, it's not that big of a deal. I'm blocking the fear. I'm heads, so we can just pop pleasantries here. I think I'll drop him to 9, and then we'll work on his other argument. I don't want to drop him too low because I could potentially then snipe him with a few bad hits on the core arguments. A few snails away from disaster. Okay. I will kill him when I have the opportunity now. Which should be here, but it might be next turn. It should be now, though. Yeah. I'm expecting that on the higher levels, because we're playing on difficulty 1. I'm expecting on the higher levels we will see more. You probably don't full heal at the end of the day, is what I'm trying to get to there. But brain broke. This is the kill. And this is the fatigue turn as well. Just confirm for me. Boosted Raw being improvised does not count as drawing it. So this has to land tails. Oh, this isn't the kill, is it? That's not quite how this works, right? Because this is the first one. It doesn't gamble first. So I'm taking 5. I'm taking 11 here. I have to be confident that I get the kill. And I'm reasonably confident. I also have a 50-50 of getting the kill from the gamble landing tails. Cool, okay. Never punished. We got 3 upgrades. We can set the coin or we can replenish. I don't need to set the coin because I'm doing fixing to snails. So let's grab replenish. And same thing, let's grab replenish. Prestige 3 or 4 healing gets halved. Yeah, you gotta min-max a little more later on, but we can chill here. I don't mind. This is 1 energy 4 to 4, basically. That seems really good. Again, I don't feel like I need to set the coin. I'm building towards having it rigged through Snail Hunt anyway, and then maybe we'll find another option for that. And we get a negotiation card. Prepared, +3 damage and draw a card. Hits all opponent arguments, lose all dominance. I think I'll just take another Snail Hunt here. I think I need to rig more. All you had to do was remember your training and follow my orders, but you couldn't hack it and your friends got killed. That's not what happened. You abandoned us when we needed you most. Alright, bucko. Because we see things differently. Soon, all you will see is the laser beam coming out of my Spark Dog, obliterating you. I have +1. Why do I have +1 energy? I wonder. I will mark. Start us off. I can full block the hit, so we will do that. I don't want to mess around too much. Although, maybe I should make use of the 3 stacks of defect and play 2 hits here. Yeah, let's play 2 hits here. Because we'll get 2 more charges here. We get a lot for that, actually. Yeah. The second hit doesn't give a second round of overcharge. That is fine. I didn't look at his battle flourish, I don't think. 8 energy, hit all enemies. Doggone it. Doggone it. What is this? Lumen Days? Reduce minimum damage of cards by 4, reduce Lumen Days by 1 whenever you play a maneuver card and at the end of your turn. Okay, so open with blocks and then move from there. Unfortunately, Crank I cannot put on my dog. Very sad. I'm not worried about Auto Dog's health. There's no way that he takes another 20, right? In what world? Let's just whack him. Kick for 6, bop him with the shovel for 2. Foolish. God, that attack animation is so sick. I love that. When destroyed, deal 15 damage to all fighters on the same team. Gain stacks every turn. Oh, because we're in the bog. Spur will return to the bog in 5 turns. So I can just let this thing build up and then have it explode for more damage if I'm understanding this correctly. Draw a card, deal 2 to 11, hatch. I want to see what happens when I hatch this thing. Yeah, here's where Fan the Hammer pops off also. It's doing about exactly what I had anticipated. Let's just beat this guy. I want to draw this combat out a little bit more. I don't want to kill him right away. But I want to have him in range of dying. What are my upgrade options? None of these make it cost 1. That's surprising. And I'll charge. Let's do damage, but not too much damage. Like, I could have kicked there, but let's not risk it, is what I'm thinking. But I wanna get my upgrades going. I feel like long term it's a lot better for me to be delaying combats to allow the upgrades to go. There's 2 of them now? So if I kill this mine, it sets off like a crazy chain detonation, right? I break this mine, it then blows up this one for 18, which will then blow this one up, because it says all fighters. This guy is really doomed. Holy moly. This feels unfair. I almost feel bad. Buy 2 marks, spend a charge for a wound. I'll take the 2 mark. I'm not gonna want to spend charges right now, I don't feel. Status effect will be applied by Spark Mine. Let's see. I'm gonna put damage onto the Spark Mine. I want to set off a crazy chain reaction and just blow this guy sky high. But I'm also gonna block. We're on what, turn 4? What is Dread? Deal 20% less damage and receive 20% more damage. I'm telling ya, Autodog is out of his mind. This guy is so strong. Does this just actually kill him? I think this just kills him if I break this mine, right? I mean, I gotta find out. There's no way that I don't do it. Kicking the explosives is very bold. So, do I set off a chain reaction and blow this man away? Yeah. That was rough for him. I don't know. We could, so, based on the story, we have one of 2 options. We can either say, you fool, you should have been better, and then kill him, or we can go, I feel bad for you, you idiot. Apply to a pair, hits all enemies, expend. Well, his card's really good, so unfortunately that's the end of your life. No one's even gonna know because we did it out in the middle of nowhere. You know, if your card was just a little less good, brother, you might have lived, but I regret to tell you, I need that bomb. Give me a rare battle card. No reason to not kill? I don't know, maybe like the reason not to kill is for maybe a story reason. Maybe he comes back later down the line, but yeah. No reason not to kill as far as we can see. Spend a charge to gain 2 actions. Oh, that's insane, right? If I have enough card draw, I don't have enough card draw, I don't feel like. Whenever you attack an enemy that has burn, gain 2 defense. Next turn, draw 2 additional cards. Let me take a quick look at the battle deck here. Draw a card. I feel like I don't have a good way to leverage the 2 actions right now, but it would open me up. It opens me up to something. Yeah, I'm going Gunsmoke here. It opens me up to taking as many draw cards as I see for battle. You think bosses can come back later, but it's pretty rare. One day I'm going to have one come back, and he's probably just going to stab me in the back, and I'll be mad. But gain at the end of your turn, rig 2 heads or 2 snails. Oh, that seems really good. That seems very good for my game plan, because I feel like I need to get a few more rigs in there. Kind of just lets me go all in on gambling. Use my laser eyes to flip the coin right. I'm not generating any dominance yet, so spending dominance doesn't feel good. Although Brute, again, doesn't actually spend dominance. It says lose dominance, which is different. But I'm going to go rig 2 snails. And we get a Lumen Bomb. Despite your hardened exterior, you feel pang of guilt as your erstwhile protege fades into the darkness. Well, that sucks, buddy. Gain an action at the start of your turn. All diplomacy cards deal 50% less damage. Start of your turn, reduce the cost of a random card in your hand by 1 until played. Gain 1 action at the start of your turn. All hostility cards deal 50% less damage. We're playing towards hostility. I'm down to just grab the red and then cut all of my diplomacy cards. I think that seems good. Oh, we can go to the market, right? We can still go to the black market. Let's go on over there. Yeah, Brute, it goes against dominance if you're trying to build into it, but if you're not building into it, it's just a positive, it seems like. Establishment is members only. Hello, let me in. As clandestine as you make it sound, this is ultimately a business. You will let me in here. Why are you closed? I wish to shop. You legally can't stop me from entering. Also, we have the +1 energy for going there first, so this negotiation will be easier. I will play Muck this turn. We're taking a 4. I can put up a 3. We'll put up a 3. And we will... This has to be snails, so we'll just play it in whatever order, doesn't matter. I want to use this to farm experience a little bit as well, so I need to not blow her away. I need to do a little bit of farming here. I can't just play my strong cards. Vulgar got a lot better with the 2 draw. Very much. Look at all these cards I get to play. Foresight. I get to, at the end of your turn, rig 2. This is an argument I have to protect, though. Okay. Oh yeah, it could also, that card that does the damage based on dominance could be a big finisher as well. You could just, yeah, you could just wipe the board with that. 1, 2, 3. The collective cost of cards in my hand is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Yeah. So I get to pick 2 here, effectively. I'm going to break the Crafty. And then next turn we'll break the Ploy. We're going to flip. And flip. I'm going to always double gamble. Because you don't want to waste energy, basically. We block for 4, and I will do pleasantries. Cool. And we're always going to be rigging for snails, I think. It feels like I don't have any reason to go heads, but I can do it if I need block, I suppose. I'm going to accidentally kill her. Rig 2, because I'm going to get all of these rigged too much in my favor. I'm just too good. Why did I flip that? I didn't need to. We'll rig to pull another one. Chaining that's pretty slick. Doesn't deal a bonus for having high dominance. It's dominance makes them do more damage, right? Isn't it? Like, so if you have 10 stacks of dominance, that card's going to do +10. So it'll do 12 to 13 to everyone. Obviously, you're not going to have 10 dominance a lot, but if you have high dominance, you'll still get value out of it, I believe. Now give me the draw, actually. We can just keep playing delaying moves here. And block. What happens if I rig? I can switch the rig to heads and delay the combat. Oh, she. All right. I mean, it's fine. We got 2 upgrades out of it, and we took no damage. Very worth. Give me destroy on this would be good. Gain an influence. 1 to 5, but it does half damage. So 1 to 5 is actually just going to be 1 to 3. I'm just going to look to remove these. That's kind of what I came here for. Rig 3, then improvise a hostility, or rig 2 and improvise plus. I'd rather rig 3. Improvise plus, as time goes on, I guess improvise plus gets better. This is going to be a pretty long run. We still have 4 days to go, so I'll go improvise plus. As we build out, improvise plus gains more value, and rig 3 gains less value, I believe. Discard a card for 2 to 4. I haven't seen any value from discarding cards yet, so I haven't picked them. Heads, this card costs 0, draw 2. Or deal max damage, prepared, gain 1 action. So this card's free if it's prepared, this card's free if you're on heads. This card's 2 to 4 with a discard effect. I don't gain benefit, so this is just 2 to 4, which is worse than what I have. I could rig heads for bluff. Also, 1 energy draw 2 isn't bad, just in general. This is with the yellow and black improvise keywords. I haven't seen it be yellow. Where is it? Do you have an example of this? I haven't seen it be yellow. I don't know, actually. Oh, hang on. Is the question... Okay. Is it... So improvise plus lets you pick 1 of 5, and improvise regular is 1 of 3. That's the difference. Sorry, I understand the question now. Improvise plus gives you 2 more choices when you bring up the improvise window, basically. I think 1 energy draw 2 is good. Actually, I've thought about it a little more. Since we have 4 energy, A1 draw 2 seems good. We also have a bunch of freer cards. My work takes me all over the continent, my friend, sometimes all the way to Ventoria. I'm a member worth having with connections in every faction. Yes, I am a spy. Additional membership granted, but you better have shills to spend. Sorry, I didn't mean to open the menu. So we got Bina. That's the guard. We got Weak. We got Past Security. If they're cool with you, so am I. Yeah, I do want to remove a card. I will give you 50, and I will remove Pleasantries. Pleasantries is not worth to me anymore. Be gone. Battle cards I feel like I'm less incentivized to remove. Let's take a look at what we can buy. I suppose I should have done this first. Start of your turn, choose a card in your hand and prepare it. Seems good if you're playing prepare. Spend all charge. Gain 2 temporary power for each charge spent. Could be good. These are the rare cards, so I just wanted to look at what they do. Spend up to 3 overcharge, attack once extra per overcharge. Ah, similar to the other card that I have that does this. I wonder if the spend happens before or after. Like if you spend 3 overcharge on this card, do you still get the 2 to 6 or is it 2 to 3? Because you spent it, I wonder. Remove all debuffs on a target and deal 4 bonus damage per debuff. I don't do any debuffing. Deal 3 to all opponent arguments on a heads. That'll never happen. Draw 2, then gamble. Oh yeah, dead draw would be pretty good if this were snails. We don't do heads. Oh, it upgrades to snails? Ah. Interesting. It's a long time to upgrade, but this is a long-term investment for sure. Let me shop around. Let's see what the other person sells before I jump on that. Block of the Swab. Surprised to see a Spark Bell in here selling grass. Oh yeah, we could buy a graph as well. Pocket Bomb for negotiation. Whenever you shuffle your deck, deal 3 damage to a random argument. 17 cards, so that's like once every 4 turns. Your allies receive 2 power when they join the battle. Could also just save money. Oh, you can upgrade with quest rewards. All right, these are both very good points. I will go for it. And we'll prioritize a quest that gives us an upgrade. I agree. That does seem really good when you put it like that. Alright. Time to end day 1. Never mind. Come across a solitary Jake trying to load spilled packages back onto an unhappy Oshnu. Earn a couple of quick shills. Well, we have to load this cargo back on the snail. I'll pay you 30 shills when we're done. Can negotiate for more money. Honestly, I'll just reload the cargo. Sure. Exchange my sweat for your shills. That is gross, brother. Will seems nervous, jumping at every sound the bog has to offer. It's almost relieved when the noises reveal themselves as animal in origin. Okay. Easy fight. No, do a quick thing. Yo, look at our snail boy. Look at this guy. We should obliterate these guys. They have no chance. We got the whole squad. Spend all charge, attack once for each charge. We will throw the bomb. Pair 2. Hit them for 4. Almost break their armor. I think we just go charge and then fan the hammer and kill one of these. Which one's hitting me? How are none of my allies attacking? What's this? Why are you prepping? They have 16 health. Just kill. Feel the bloodlust and go. Almost got him. Oh no, got him. Never mind. Yeah, should have asked for more money. Maybe after this I can go, hey, why didn't you tell me we were gonna get murdered in the bog? If I press enter and this thing just dies, so I will do that. I'll play my cards actually. I just don't want to accidentally make it run. But I think that doesn't happen here. We just got bit by the snail. Nice 14 banger there. Holy moly. You can get another fan the hammer. Spend all charge to gain 2 defense per charge. Spent or deal 2 damage for every overcharge. Consume all overcharge. Dynamo round seems bad. I feel like I get more value for having more overcharge. That's true. We did just get sacrificed almost. We talked her out of it though. Hey, have you considered a knot? I'll take the 10 shills. I'm not interested in any of these. New card of Mandible. Apply impair equal to the damage dealt by this card. Destroy after 3 uses. Yeah, 2 to 4 impair seems good. Thanks for that, Grifter. You know what? You've earned your pay already. I'll finish the job. Oh, but we got love out of it. For not negotiating, probably. Whenever you play an item card, gain 2 defense. That seems good. Yeah, I'll ask about the boxes. Can I know what's in the boxes? Hell no. Alright. Fair enough. Pretty productive first day. I feel like we got a lot of power out of this. I'll try and knock out one more day before the end of the stream. So I'll probably speed through some of the dialogue so that we can maybe finish a second day. We'll see. We got, what, 45 minutes left? Yeah, let's hit it. Oh, wake up the cockroaches. Please no. Ah, we've unlocked Smith. Smith has a sword? Alright. I'm excited to play Smith. It'll probably be a while before I actually dig into Smith because I have 2 characters to learn. But very cool. I have all the characters now. Extremely excited. 3 disliked, 3 liked, 2 loved, 0 hated. My goal generally in this game is to just get everyone to love me. Give me all of the boons. Wake up ready to further your intrigue. I have legitimately no idea what's happening story-wise. See what covert jobs Kalandra has that needs doing. So we can we have to go to Felimo. But we have to go to Felimo to keep up appearances, right? Let's go to Felimo. Genocide run. We'll definitely do one where I just kill everyone and become a monster. You suddenly feel a white-hot stinger on the back of your neck. Catch spit. Whatever bit you is long gone, leaving only the slightest smear of whatever it left behind. A cool wave of euphoria radiates into the base of your skull, clearing your mind of any further thoughts about the incident. What is this? What? When this card is drawn, increase the cost of a random card in your hand until the end of turn. Unplayable Parasite. Holy moly. Removing this. So at 6 it goes away, and removing it costs me 10 max HP. Wow, this is horrible. When this card is drawn, take 1 damage. This is terrible news. That was awful. I'll remember to rename the dog. True. Nodolulis is named after an ancient city of the Vagrant Age. Huh. Go through and talk to Felino. Hello, Felino. The tables have turned. This is a negotiation focus, but we remove a card. Okay. Like spoilers on those. Now let's see what they do in 4 to 6 turns. Maybe there's something sick. Now we see to it the Barons dine like the Kredeshi of dynasties old. For the laborers, we process some of the biomass extraction byproduct into a nutritional paste. You know what I love? Nutritional paste. Calories and nutrients exactly what's needed to keep the workforce healthy. The ingrates aren't satisfied, they've been causing chaos. Delaying the operations jeopardizes the money. Let's do it. I didn't get to see the upgrades ahead of time. It's a shame. I didn't get to see the rewards ahead of time, but that's okay. See if the ruckus is quelled so I can turn my brain power back to the bottom line. Alright, let's go quell the ruckus. Step through the door and find a group of workers facing off against a solitary baron. You already got your rations, take a walk. Wasn't enough and you know it. We're supposed to get our job done if we're half-starved. Your robot ain't here to protect you today. I can talk to the Baron or the worker. I can try to, like, talk down the riots. Let's talk to the Baron. You're Felimo's man, right? The usual enforcers in the repair shop, so of course the local rabble are pushing their luck. Threaten Vectorini to stop skimming food. Convince Vectorini to compromise. Convince Vectorini to back me up in a fight. Talk to Brill instead. Let's see what our other options are. Because Vectorini does not like us. Hello. Contract says we are supposed to get a 2 square a day, but the slop ain't enough. Aaron's cutting our rations and expecting us to pay the difference. So I can try to convince both sides into a compromise. I can punch Brill or I can threaten Brill. Let's work on convincing both sides because, as I said, my goal is to make nobody dislike me. Can't promise you everything you're asking for, but what if I can get you a little more? How about that? Buy the book, banging for 10 here. And we got gain 3 composure will never create a new argument. Start on a snails. We're gonna give 3 composure here when we foresight, so we want to end with foresight. Okay, let's vulgar. Dead draw does nothing. I guess it's like a 50-50 that it pans out in my favor, actually. And if it pans out in my favor, I draw more even. I draw so much. Alright, let's do it. I am never lucky. That's okay. I'll get a heads here. It's a nightmare. I just wanted 1 block so I didn't take damage here. That's okay. We'll take 1. I missed my foresight, but I'm realizing our deck does ridiculously high draw. What do you got here? Ah, there's the stem. Made my grumble cost 2. Diplomacy cards deal -2 with a minimum of 1. I don't care about diplomacy. I'm just gonna scream. Set the coin doesn't really matter at this point. Draw 2, discard 1, or gain 2 bonus actions. Let's do the bonus actions. We draw a bunch. I'm in. There's our 1 block. Hell yeah. Guess I should have done the grumble first, but Rig 2 improvise. Plus, I don't want to play the enhanced snail hunt here actually. because I have to draw the gamble card. I want to get the free gamble next turn. If this goes poorly, I can always punch. Never forget plan B. Shh. Yeah. This deck feels really good to play. I draw so many cards. It feels great. Draw 3. Speaking of drawing cards. Draw 2, discard 1, or rig 2 heads or 2 tails. I'll draw 3. I want to be cycling. I'm trying to cycle quickly so I can get to these stems, basically. I want to hatch this quickly and see what happens. Now, it does say that the hatch stops triggering when fatigue sets in, so we will leave when fatigue starts happening, but, you know. I'm gonna give 3 with Foresight. I've been talking about that. We're gonna continue to chill. Yeah, by the book, it will push a bunch. I don't want to pop it yet. I guess I could just to expend it, but I'm holding it for... Give me a Foresight. I'll actually maybe just rig... I'll maybe just rig heads here for block. That take down. Bone Tire takes 12 off? Holy moly. I'm farming this combat right now, basically. That is my current plan. This deals max. Attack twice. We'll flip. I feel like it's right to play for the long term here. My random block did go to Foresight, so, you know, hilarious. I end up taking 1 again. I'm taking chip damage that I shouldn't be taking. Let's try to draw out of it. And I think I go for kill now, because that was turn 4. So we can go to snails. Yeah, we're fatigued now, I believe. No, we're fatigued next turn. Got it. Nice. Free draw 2. That seems good. This is the kill. Not quite, but it'll basically let me get the kill. So let's maximize our energy. Or not our energy, maximize our upgrades. Ah. Well. Never mind. I've been had. I got there. That's okay, we still have it. It's just, I was a little surprised by that. We'll draw 2. I'd take 2 if I draw 2. Let's flip. Some of 2. I think it's guaranteed that I draw this gamble. I'm pretty likely to kill off of Vulgar. Because that'll, yeah. I gamble, like, a lot of times there. Okay. I took what? I took 4? That's not bad. Rationale, rigs ahead. I'll just take 4. We took a bunch of damage because of the missing of just 1 composure, so I'm happy to go for the +1. Dogged. Prepare a card. Prepared, this card costs 1 less. That seems good. Bottom snail. Discard this card, draw 1 card, and gain 1 dominance. Ah, there's how you get your dominance source. I do not have sources of discard, so we will just skip. We already have dead draw. Dogged doesn't plan what we're doing here. You can reach an agreement with the barons. Oh, if you can reach an agreement, the barons won't be so quick to dismiss your concerns. Now, when you've shown them how reasonable you can be... Okay, now we go talk to Vectinori. Vectinori is going to be a little baby because he doesn't like us. But I will convince you to compromise instead of beating you. Look, they just want a little more to eat. Is that really such a problem? You could meet them halfway, couldn't you? I want to upgrade a specific card to flip what side gives the bonus. Yeah, the dead draw. I'm working on this. Currently. We're currently tails. Draw 2 cards, then gamble. So if it's not fixed, this is something like this has to be fixed to give me the cost down. Guaranteed, anyway. But we landed heads, so these cards cost 1 less. I'm a genius. Is this permanent? No, it's end of turn. Bluff draws me 2 for free. God, this feels so good. Like I love how this deck turned out, and it's all according to my plan. I'm a genius. I'm taking 4. Let's do a promoted trickery, I suppose. We will. I could rig 2 heads, but that doesn't seem great. If I rig 2 tails, I get a bunch of damage. I think we rig 2 tails. Excuse me. Please allow me to play my card. 2 tails, please. And then we go call it, flip the tails, push 2. And then we go muck, which will also do 6. 2, flip, 2. I think I go... So I could block this. It's early in the day, so blocking is a little more incentivized, but also I think that taking 2 now will lead to me taking less damage over time. So let's go for the big damage. I think it's a little better to push the 6 there. Why are we still talking? Oh, this guy steals my cards? Yeah, I'm glad I went for him here. Needs 2 composure for every hostility we draw. By the book might just wipe his whole board out here, which would be great news. Please save me by the book. Ah, it goes to core. Okay. Gonna go for... I'm just gonna gamble twice here for Vulgar. Let's see what we get. Heads and tails, very nice. So what did you take from me? You took Snail Hunt and Call It? I'm having trouble playing Foresight because I'm generating so much value. It's a good problem to have. Let's put our 1 damage through. I'm gonna take my vulnerability. I'll take it. And we'll block. I don't want to take so much. This is sticky, so I can wait on the gamble. Pull my dead draw and my boosted rationale. Still like that draw is not a huge issue. What hostility card can I pull here? Let me look. I can pull Vulgar is okay. I don't think I have the kill this turn, so I need to put up some good defense, I'm feeling. I could just flip and hope for heads and go for draw 2 here. Let's do an improvise. I can set the coin. Set the coin gives me 2 cards that are 2 cards for free, basically. I'm done. It also gives me 1 block, I believe. Yeah. There's that stem again. This thing's almost finished, which is great. We have 2 call it's a rationale. I'm taking 5, 6, 7. I think I want to play one of these naturally, just play it raw, no rig. And then I rig the second one. Draw 2 is fine. Rig this, see what it hits. Okay. I will likely draw a hostility off of that. Yeah, flips for 2. My rig is done. I think my best play here, we're taking... What, so this blocks 2, so I'm taking 5. I feel like I want to take 2 to push this rationale closer to upgraded rather than taking 1. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to accept the 1 damage. I'm sacrificing a lot of health here, and it's early in the day. But worst case, I'll just spend some money to get it back. Took my gamble and my snail hunt. This is turn 4. I'm ready to just start pushing towards finishing this fight. We're close. Next turn gets really rough, I feel. So I've been holding off on the foresight. I actually have no good gamble options. We'll just throw Vulgar at it. Tinnitus. Whenever this card is drawn, deal 2 damage to a random friendly argument. Yo, it's terrible. What? It gets worse? Made my card cost 1. I just got 2 blocked. I hate getting stung by random flies. Well, that's rough. He's impatient. I'm gonna have to flurry, I think, actually. Or flourish, I mean. And this just hits me for 2. It's terrible. This takes half his health off. I'm gonna slam the flourish right now. We're on heads though, so I should draw first. At least the cards won't have their cost increased. Let's go ahead with the gamble 5 times. See what we get. Okay, that was a really good, that was an insanely good roll. Killing that, I think that sets me up for a kill. It only could have been better if I ended on heads. Or ended on tails, I mean. Let's see if we can pull a card that gives tails. Nah. Just give him 2 vulnerable, or 2 flustered. You don't want this getting messy. I feel lucky. Why would I ever say such a thing? Foolish. 2 and 2 is okay. It's what? It's 7? I can block the damage coming my way here. I could also get 1 more towards this upgrade. I'll just block. I'll block and I'll play Muck. It's fine. I'm probably being a little greedy. I probably should get some cards back is what I'm thinking. But he's getting impatient. I don't think he stole anything that matters. Tinnitus does not hit me there. Great news. Card cost 1. What do I have? I have reasonable chances of hitting a hostility, I feel. Go for it. I hit 2. I'm high rolling. I'm super high rolling. What? That outcome should not happen. I'm a disgusting high roller. And I like it. And it feels good. Let's just end it. I'm just trying to see if any of these cards aren't upgraded, but everything else in my hand is upgraded other than Muck. That coin flip was so lucky. Holy moly. Vulgar upgrades to draw 3 or gamble +1. I think I draw enough to just go gamble +1 here. I draw a lot. I draw enough that I could probably go raw, even. I'm not playing influence. I'll go raw. They're not striking or shirking their duties, they're only hungry. Feed them and the productivity will increase. Alright, fine. I'll give you all a bit more. Take that as a first step, but we're watching you, and I'm watching you. If so much as a spoon goes missing, I'll spike your food with fleet oil. And give you all a stain, no amount of excuse me? Sorry, what? I have 119. I want to go spend money when I have like 200 or 300 and try to grab a graft, I feel. So we will go see Folimo. Amy. Calm situation is good for business. I knew I could count on you. You get paid 80 shills. Worst card in this. I feel like my battle deck is pretty good, and I can refine my negotiation deck by getting rid of more pleasantries. My negotiations were looking a little rough, so let's cut cordial pleasantries. Anything else? Let's do a quick once over. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the game one influence. This card makes no sense in the deck. Thanks for coming here first today. If you need help getting things done out there, you can talk to my quartermaster over there about hiring some automechs. I already got the best automech in the game. Also, does your quartermaster hate me? What do you got? It's just items. I could buy an auto dog. We have an auto dog. Foolish. Alright, now we do the other side. As you know. I'm playing all sides, and then also I'm playing a third secret side. And
Potantoa.
I don't know, man. I'm really excited to see Rook's story play out, because this is sick. Do some dirty work. Once more, Unto the
Sisuhu.
Breach. Different game. We get a graft and 130 shields.
Shotosa.
Workers here in Groutbog outnumber the Technocrats 3-1. If manpower was all it took, this whole conflict would have been over before it started.
Hatiake.
Workers' rights, safety regulations, we'd have it all.
Polpeha.
Sounds like a fantasy. As long as the Spark Barons keep a tight grip on all the latest and greatest tech, the threat of it is enough to give them
Totally.
power. If this revolution's gonna have legs, we need supplies. One of our scouts had a lead, but she hasn't reported back.
Tukiateshe.
Need you to check it out for me. You got it, boss.
Siatilo.
Jand was last seen at the last stand. Start there. Is that a bar? Oh, I can go buy faction items from Rise here. Let's go see what they have real quick. Anything cool? This is items. I'm not gonna drop money on items. I feel like you drop money on items if you're worried about something. I'm not really worried. I feel like we're pretty strong currently. So let's go back to the last stand. More like the last Jan. Oh hey, they're fine. Takes a mean life to put that mean look in Jan's eye.
Shukukua.
Come to distract me from my drink. So I could start this off with a quick drinky and get Jan to like me, but I feel like it's fine. Flash Jan the secret raise hand sign that Kalandra taught you.
Sunapota.
Forgot to hook your thumb. Rig, dude. We're garbage at this. Kalandra sent me. She says you haven't checked in. Because you're warm and cozy here, I suppose she'll want a good explanation. Easiest rescue mission of my life. I can't leave until I pay off my tab. She went into debt buying alcohol? Hell yeah, brother. Now I respect this. Landra has a bar at the headquarters, why not drink there? This will hear better. How much are we talking? Lost track, I've been busting tables doing between double shifts at the dig for 4 days. You need the cash, but she doesn't remember where it is unless she gets to walk there. I think you meant to say you need the H-Sin, not the cash. Besides, I don't pay off the rest of my debt soon. The barkeep will just sell it to the Spark Barons. Then they'll put me on probation, watching my every move. Holy lady's actually holding herself hostage. How much is it? Oh, this is just, how did you rack up a bar tab that big? Double Agent Kind Spark Barons come here. They talk more if they're drunk, so I buy them drinks. Want the cash, you'll help me pay for it. Eat the information, force her to... We'll resolve this diplomatically. Hello, Hebel. Can you please forgive the tab? I can pay half the tab for $100. I will ask you very politely, please forgive. Yeah, look, buddy, friendo. That ain't mine, correct. You should let Jan off the hook. Let me tell you why. Gain 2 composure whenever you play a manipulate card. That's not bad. Hitting for 6, a little scary, but this effect seems not that bad. And improvise. I have it in my hand already? I have Vulgar in my hand already, okay. Just give me Muck. And this will at least draw, or this will gamble at least once. 2 damage, very nice. It feels like you don't do a whole lot of one-turning enemies in this game. At least in the negotiations. Maybe in some combats I've had it happen, I suppose. Do a little flip. He does just block that flip, so that flip was a bit of a bad play in hindsight. Take 1. I will take 1 to get my every turn rig out. And we'll rig snails. We're gonna rush him. Targets an opponent argument each turn for 1/1. When you deploy a new argument, increase this argument's damage and resolve by 2. Oh dear. Couldn't just hit my foresight, not a big deal. At this rate, I'm just gonna finish upgrading Dead Draw. That's great. I'd like my foresight to not die, but that's a hard ask, isn't it? Yeah, that's a free gamble. Very nice. That's 2 free gambles. Oh, that was a manipulation. Okay. Took me a sec there. I am now in the know. I kind of want to roll for the... I want to flip for a heads here. There's a good use of heads here. Let's go for it. Too bad. If you hit heads there, it either blocks the damage on foresight or gives me 1 block. But it also lets me block for free, which gives me 2 new cards to play around with. I will, and the 2 new cards would be good. I'll let my foresight go, and I will just put up my block. I'm about to end turn. I should play another card, but improvising a hostility just gives me gamble, which I can't, or grumble, which I can't play. But draw also gives me grumble, which I can't play. That's okay. Does that count as a new argument? No, it's a personality. Okay. Let's go snails. Can you even hear yourself talking? For 10 resolve to Rook's core argument. Yo, what? This guy just has an effect that heals me for 10? I take 2 bad curses, but he heals me for 10? That's excellent. I like that a lot. Draw me 2, please. So I want to aim towards the end for this, not right away. I feel. This intuition isn't getting that out of control, also worth noting. I have 4 fixed snails. So what happens, where does the second hit go if I do this? Let's find out. I'm actually just gonna hit it right now, because I'm not that worried. The second hit goes to a random other argument. Lesson learned. 4 and 1. He's actually still pretty strong. I did not realize how high his health was until just now. I didn't realize he was sitting at a strong 25 here. Okay. It's a little worse than I expected. But the sword speeches aren't that bad. We draw a lot. Good hit. Rig 2, improvise plus. We will hit mirrored grumble. Can also flip twice. Sometimes I hit heads and then dead draw. I give this guy a bunch of block though for doing that. I think I need to not. I think we play slower. It's just the nature of the fight. Burn one of the sword speeches and block up. Press end turn. This guy is tough. Yeah, we're not super... The manipulation cards that are really tough to have is the Call-Its, but I think we're okay. What does Proper Channels even do? I should have put this out. This would be a really strong passive card to have on the field. Yeah, should have played this the first time I drew it. I guess I did. I didn't have an argument on it. It's fine. That's a mistake to have not put that down sooner. I didn't realize how strong that actually was for us. I feel good about this grumble. Or sorry, gamble. I'm mixing up the card named Grumble with the word gamble in my mind. It is tough. I think drawing 1 is actually a good move here. Yeah, sometimes we draw 4 block. I'm happy with that. Yeah, this barkeep is... this is one of the scarier... He didn't even seem that bad. I baited myself with that 10 resolve, though. Dude baited me in. Felt the siren song. Health. Bluff for free seems good. Draw 2, gamble +1. I will start by... I'll start with the boosted Vulgar. We're gonna flip a lot of coins here. And just put 3 block on that argument that's not taking damage. Do you think you're funny, Griftlands? Is this a joke to you? Am I a joke to you? Cassiopa. Let's pull back Mach, I guess. The trickery I don't feel like is worth playing. It's fun because I don't know what it does, but I actually don't think it does anything good for me. I think we just push damage. Yeah, guaranteed I was going to kill that thing with a random coin flip. There was no doubt in my mind that happened there. I'll play one of these because it'll give me 2, and then we'll put up... I think actually blocking I don't need because I've full healed up. I will put up a snail hunt, but I don't really want to improvise either. Alright, I'll actually trickery. The flustered will help me a lot next turn. Okay. Could have played that turn out a little bit better, but it's okay. Yeah, tragedy, comedy, etc. Oh yeah, it is like a he's heard it all before, so you can't manipulate him sort of thing. That's really good. I love the way that this game, things like this, he's heard it all before because he's a barkeep, so manipulation doesn't work. It does little storytelling elements like that just through the characters' effects. I think that's really cool. I don't gain experience anymore. I just need to get out of here. I cannot kill him, though. He's too strong. I think I'm going to get chipped for 1. And just put up the sword speech. Hold on. I got something to say. And that something is I'm on your side here. I guess I'm taking a little chip damage and the proper channels is scaling up. By scaling up, I mean it's getting blown away here. Oh god. 3. So this is 6. I can draw a card. I'm going to draw a card here with pleasantries. I'm going to aim for the lethal on him here with a good draw. This isn't rigged. So I gamble or grumble first. And then this will do 2. If I win the flip, this will kill. If I lose the flip, I can still flip again for it. I think it's very likely I get out of here. Rig. But now I can block because it landed heads. Okay, sick. That fight was really hard. But I also, it was hard, but I also came out up a bunch of HP. Like if I had taken 10 damage, I would still be plus on health. We fixed this a lot. So this is 6 damage often. Yeah, okay. I think it's a little better than... Actually, the other one was 4 twice, wasn't it? So that was 8. So the card that I just took, I baited myself. I've baited myself. Unbelievable. How could this happen? I'll skip. Alright, there's a strike going on. The laborers are out for blood. If you work one of them to the bone or worse, pass the dead along, makes you look like a lot like a spark baron. That's got some truth to it. Things are tense lately. Find that is cancelled, but tell that mooch her drinks cost double from now on. Shills up front. We've done it. My god. Pulls a scrap of soiled paper from her pocket. And this will show us where it is. Okay. I could convince her to come with us. Sure. Get in here. Gain 2 permits, boosted raw, tinnitus. Weapons costing 2. Start of each turn, a random card in the hand costs 1 extra action. Ah. Okay. What is permits again? When this takes damage, deal damage to a random opponent. That seems really strong. Because that'll block a hit for me as well. Break 2. My turn 1 here is really bad. I guess I could try to draw and not take 5, but... I didn't improvise into the draw 2 cards. Unlucky. And it's not rigged. No, it is rigged. Okay, so we can just do focus muck then. Yeah, the more easy combats we do, the more negotiations we get. That's true. Yeah. The more experience you get on the graphs, that's true as well. For the upgrades. Didn't even think about that. Insert 1 propaganda card into the draw pile. When this argument is destroyed, Jan restores 5 resolve for each propaganda in hand. Okay. I'm just gonna go for it here. I'm gonna look for the kill. I feel like I don't want to mess around, and most of my cards are already finished upgrading. So we can just get the lethal here. Oh, this costs 2. That's my bad. We'll bluff then. That's fine. Getting bluff upgraded will be nice. Gamble, deal 2 to all opponents. Or all opponent arguments, I should say. That seems fine. Right? Like, that seems fine. But at the same time, I could just take Brute, which doesn't gamble. Is this card gambling better? Or do I just click on Brute? I kind of want to click on Brute here. 4 to all. I'm going to go Slugstorm, because I think the upgrade is probably better than Brute, right? Yeah, I'm going to go with Slugstorm. I think its upgrade is a little better. Oh, you can double-click the cards. Time to freedom fight. Not just like her ma before she was killed in a cave-in. Foreshadowing. Walk into a cave-in and get murdered on this one. Jan proves a worthy guide, keeping the branches out of your face and the leeches out of your boots. Yeah, Brute might be better just because I'm not playing Dominance, but the upgrade on Slugstorm, the gamble might be better is what I'm thinking as well, because we get the flip guaranteed to tails. Eventually she stops short, gesturing for silence. You do your best to comply as Bloodsucker buzzes angrily in your ear. Getting close, just on the other side of this patch. Slowly lean forward, peering through the sharp branches. On the far side, you can make out Baron uniforms, sparkling clean despite the mud. No matter what, he's gonna dislike us, as you can see. So we'll go in. Oh, we have advantage because it's a surprise. I'll surprise attack him here. I want to do a little fight. My man's not gonna like us either way. Oh, I remember this guy. Remember this guy? I gave this guy a frigged up dog. Or not dog, but robot. And he'll charge attack once. Let's do I'm probably gonna flourish this battle. We're gonna have to go through all of his robo boys. Does she have a rocket launcher? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where'd you get that? Hold up. So I'm gonna use my flourish here. And I think overcharging 2 will be good. Flourish hits all enemies for 8. So I wonder if this does 10. Did 10 to this guy? That seems strange. I'll spend all my charge and just blow away the combat drone here. Get rid of it turn 1. Yeah, she can't afford the payer tab, can't afford a rocket launcher, apparently. What are they paying you? This is a good turn for Shovel to just pop in. Oh yeah, I got this spark hammer that I want to have hatch also. You get 2 armor for the bomb. Impair seems good. Shovel this guy. And I guess I should have gained the charge first, but I could Gunsmoke and then kick. Either way, I should have gained the charge first. I will Gunsmoke kick. We kill his dog this turn then. Rocket launcher seems pretty good. Can I kill this lady for her rocket launcher? High value target. Grants deep bog secret and 132 shills after the fight if killed? Alright, you're no longer my primary target. The lady's taken 4, but I'm guessing he's gonna have to block after this. Give me the money, please. Oh wait, they're just killing it. Hell yeah. Block for her because I want to upgrade this card. And we'll play Hair Trigger because I want to upgrade that card as well. Vaguely remember the Hammer Hatch. It'll be a while before I get to it. Because tonight on stream, this is going to be the last combat I play. I'm done in 3 minutes. So we'll finish out this combat and like this dialogue, and that'll be a wrap. I will pick up this Rook story later, for sure. And I also recorded this, so this will be on YouTube if you missed any of it. Do you have any overcharge attack twice? I actually don't have any overcharge. I've not gotten to build into it too much. I'll block up here. Tank up, if you will. Ratata. Is that a bomb? That is a bomb. Yeah, Twitch stream later tonight. Yeah. I will be on at normal time. Oh, he's done. I can just end turn. I want to spend parts for upgrades, but I don't want to accidentally kill him. He's taking 19. I really don't want to accidentally kill this guy. So I'll just shoot the bomb, but not blow it up, I suppose. Makes sense. Let's play tight spot instead. What's the upgrade like? 12 or just 8 defense? I'll play tight spot. Actually, no, kicks 1 away from upgrade. Let's do it. Okay. I'm glad I convinced this lady to come with us. Her rocket launcher was very useful. You may live. I'm not a monster. So we get the upgraded kick. We can either remove kick or ricochet it. Whenever this target takes damage from an attack, deal that much damage to one of their allies and reduce ricochet by 1. It becomes kickochet. Hilarious. I'll just destroy kick. Kick seems like a pretty bad card long term to me. Choose the battle card. We can get burn, apply ricochet equal to damage dealt, or 3 defense, 3 concentration. 3 concentration seems good. Minimum increased by 3. I am in. And also 3 defense. I like this card. Yeah, Kikoshe. That's pretty good. I'm very excited to see what the deep bog secret is. We blew up his dog, so we get its targeting core. Apply targeted. Replenish. So this is free. There's no reason not to take it because that's replenish. And it's going to give me a target to let my dog target something with me. Baron breaks and runs for the trees. Check over the cache, and surprisingly, they're full of imported Admiralty weaponry. So you don't want to be caught by the Spark Barons with these in your pockets, but you can move them to a spot more agreeable to the next Rise rebel who comes looking. Once you and Jan have covered your tracks, she lifts her hands, cupped with the first mound of dirt to camouflage the boxes. Some plot binds her, and you can tell at a glance it's a juicy one. What? This looks like more weapons. Ah, I see. Then the Rise has hands to wield them, wouldn't you say? Kalandra doesn't know exactly what's in the H-Sin. She would never know if we took some initiative. Just getting caught with a weapon is contraband. Wouldn't have them for long. Not all the workers are part of the resistance, and some of them got bad judgment. Some of the weapons to use for their own reasons and pocket the change. Hesh, more likely than not, they'll distract the barons by making trouble of their own. Without for blood, as long as it's a baron, but she's too soft. So I can take... Do I do this? I think I will. I will refuse. Handing out guns is a surefire way to get shot. Suppose you're right. Hang out with the Rise long enough and you start to get a little ruthless, but I'm a big fan of self-preservation. Jan clears her throat and shifts topics. Anyway, the cache is secure. My work here is done. I'll be seeing you around. Jan makes a big show of leaving, making clear she knows that you know that she has made an exit. And leave. Alright. I am going to wrap it up here. We'll turn in the quest at the start when I pick this up. And that'll do it, I believe. Thanks for hanging, everyone who came out. I enjoyed playing this game. Griftlands is really good, and I think you should pick it up if you so desire. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Sorry, I forgot to stop the recording as well. I will probably forget to cut that out. Hilarious. Goodbye.